even when you cook a meal. We're there for all the things you need to live your life. When you're busy at work, relaxing at home,
oh my goodness,
hanging out with friends.
All right.
We're there, connecting you to what's important. Alliant Energy. Visit us online at AlliantEnergy.com.
It's Hy-Vee's 85th anniversary, and we're celebrating by giving you the chance to win big in the Hy-Vee Brands for Grands giveaway. Purchase your favorite Hy-Vee brand products, then swipe your Fuel Saver Plus Perks card at checkout. Every Hy-Vee product you buy earns you a chance at $8,500 in cash. Picking up paper towels, pickles, pretzels? Buy 10, get 10 chances to win. The more Hy-Vee brand products you buy, the better your chances at winning $8,500 in the Hy-Vee Brands for Grands cash giveaway. Some restrictions apply.
All right, 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Head women's basketball coach of your Iowa
making this
Hawkeyes.
up as we go along. Maybe by halftime I'll be able to get caught up.
To win, our team has to be focused on executing our game plan. On the highway, everyone wins when drivers focus on a game plan that gets to zero. Zero fatalities. What is the zero fatalities game plan? Give your full attention to driving.
Jill.
All right, 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Don't drink and drive.
3.
Buckle up. Every seat, every time. 0. The only goal that is acceptable for me and my family. Shouldn't it be
13.
for yours?
And welcome back to Austin, Texas, Cedar Park Center. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. And we do have a change, as I had anticipated, in the George Washington starting lineup. And we've got all kinds of stuff going on today, lots of moving parts. It is just day number 2 of the tournament, so bear with us here, folks. They've been great hosts, but as usual, kind of beta testing when you're doing things for the first season. Let's go ahead and give you the starters first for the home Iowa Hawkeyes. 21st ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. 5-0 on the season after yesterday's 83-77 victory over Wright State. Whitney Jennings, a 5'5 sophomore from Logansport, Indiana. 8 points, 3 boards per contest. Lex Kostanek, 12 points, 2 assists per ball game at the off guard. Allie Disterhoff, 6-foot junior from Iowa City, Iowa. 16 points, 4 boards per game. And Callie Peschel, the 6'1 senior from Sauk Center, Minnesota, is your power forward. 8.5 points, 8.5 rebounds per game. In the middle, Chase Coley, the 6'3 sophomore from Minneapolis. 9.5 points and 5.5 boards per game. It will be for the George Washington Colonials and Jonathan Sippis, his 4th season at the helm in George Washington. Their campus literally just 4 blocks away from the White House. He will send to the floor. Your point guard will be Lauren Chase. Chase, 5th in the Atlantic 10 in assists a season ago. She is 5'5", 6.5 points, 5 assists per game. Shannon Cranshaw will be your other guard, 5'9", and 5 points, 1.5 assists per contest. At the off guard, check that call at small forward. It will be Kelly Prangy. Prangy standing in as a 6'4 senior, averaging 15 points and 11 boards per game. And then the front court gets serious with Kyrie Washington. Again, Washington, 6'2", the A10 co-player of the week last week, averaging 15.5 points and 9 boards per game. And in the middle, Jonquel Jones, the pride and joy of Freeport, Bahamas, just the 3rd player in the history of the Bahamas to get a direct, women's player, I should say, to get a scholarship directly out of high school. She's 6'4", a senior, 15 points, 12 boards per game. We're going to take our final pregame timeout. When we come back, it'll be tip-off. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Basketball from Learfield Sports.
Heads.
Are you clear?
Thank you.
Bud Light. Go to your team's bar. Go to the opposing team's bar. Just buy around during the next truck commercial. Buy around during the next talking duck commercial. If you're truly up for whatever this weekend, grab the perfect beer for whatever happens. Crisp, refreshing Bud Light. Make 2 plans and let the NFL coin toss make the call. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you're traveling in central Iowa, visit the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites in Des Moines on Merle Hay Road. Conveniently located near I-80 and I-35. This 100% smoke-free property features free Wi-Fi access, an indoor pool, and a fitness center. A complimentary shuttle service serves the airport, and Bennigan's Grill features delicious cuisine. For great accommodations during your next stay in Des Moines, contact the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites at 515-278-4755.
Jacob, you're gonna miss the bus.
I'm sick.
You're fine. Don't you have a math test?
Yes.
I'm not fine.
me, that's how
Gravely ill. Let's see what the doctor says.
With UI eCare, a University of Iowa healthcare expert is just a click away, able to diagnose and treat most common ailments.
Ace that test. Oh, and don't forget your sister's ballet recital tonight.
Ugh, I'm gonna barf.
UI eCare, expert care anytime, anywhere. Get care at U.
All right, 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Provides custom solutions to help you grow your business. Whether you've just started in a friend's apartment,
What do you mean there's no printer?
or opened your first office,
We have a printer.
or maybe you've opened a new location,
We have so many printers.
you'll have a business banker there to guide you every step of the way. Visit your local US
All right, 10 seconds.
Thank you.
business. Credit products are subject to normal credit approval and program guidelines. Some restrictions and fees may apply. See your banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And welcome back to the Cedar Park Center. Just underway, the tip. Iowa wins it as they are taking on top 25 ranked George Washington. The Hawkeyes, the home team, in their home whites with the black lettering and numerals with the gold trim. And the Hawkeye insignia at the bottom of the shorts. George Washington in their traveling blue uniforms with the gray lettering and numerals as the Hawkeyes turn it over. Pass goes flying out of bounds. Chase Coley unable to save it. So the Hawks are back, and am I seeing a 2-3 zone here to start the ball game?
You are.
And immediately they go down low, and it doesn't stop Janquel Jones. All 6'5" of her as she lays it off the square for two. Hawks moving from right to left. Peschel beyond the arc. George Washington looks like, are they out? Nope, they're out in the player-to-player as Coley turns around from the high blocks and drains a 15-footer. We're tied at 2. Both team centers. This is going to be a fun matchup today, Catherine.
It is. You're going to want to see Coley try to stretch Jones out of that paint to allow for some of the Iowa guards to drive into the lane as well.
Kyra Washington with a turnaround point-blank shot but misses. Rebound. Here comes Allie Disterhoff for 3 at the other end. And Jones with a strong one-handed board. Man, she is a specimen. The outlet off the far side. Spotting up for 3. Crawford's off the mark. Battle for the loose ball underneath. Look at this. Lex Kostanek drops down with a nice box out and rebound. And here come the Hawkeyes in a 2-2 ball game. She goes down the left side of the lane. Kind of a circus shot as she tried to wrap around the defender and lay it up with a right hand. No good. Crawford wide open down low. Chase hits a trailer and Washington misses the bunny.
Nice transition by George Washington. Iowa needs to get back and stop that drive.
Jennings, top of the key. Peschel. Hand in her face by Washington. Off a Coley screen. She elects not to attack. Instead, top of the key, Disterhoff with 16 to shoot. She'll launch for 3. It's short. Crashing in was Peschel. Jennings, though, taps it back out in between the circles to Kostanek, and the Hawks get a fresh shot clock. She picks up her dribble about 24 feet out. Disterhoff, Kostanek posting up big, and she was late to identify her. Crawford finally fought over it and comes away with the steal. Hits a trailer. The shot is up and no good by Pregame. Check that. This is number 24. We were given incorrect. It's going to be Alexis Chandler in the ball game.
You saw George Washington score off of a second chance opportunity there. The Hawkeyes gave up a lot of those yesterday to Wright State, and that's not something they want to allow George Washington to do today.
So the Hawks trail 4-2. They've settled for basically outside shots with the exception of the basket that they've received. Coley got it into the high blocks with 10 to shoot. Peschel going to put it on the floor around Chandler. Goes all the way in. There you go. Dribble penetration.
See, Coley went out to the corner there, took Jones out of the paint, which allowed for Peschel to have more of an open driving lane.
So the Hawks tie it up at 4 apiece. Just under 7 minutes left to go first quarter. They go into the low blocks to Washington. Kostanek hit the deck, and what is our call here?
Little offensive foul called. It's Alexa Kostanek, never afraid to sacrifice her body.
As Disterhoff off a great screen wide. Coley set her up, and Disterhoff all the way to the iron off the right side. Give her 2, and the Hawks take their first lead.
Rejected the ball screen, went baseline. Nice take. In the help side defense, Peschel had to help over. Used the body and got called for a foul, even though she had her hands straight up.
That'll be her first, team foul number 1, and to the line, Washington. Drains her first. excuse me. That was a three-point play. Jennings, dribble penetration, right wing extended. Far corner, Kostanek redirecting traffic, trying to get the floor spaced. Nobody really posting up. Peschel in the far corner. Now they're going to post Kostanek up. Leans in. Over Crawford. Missed everything. Rebound on the weak side. Jones, quick outlet. Boy, Chase is a jitterbug. Crawford drives baseline. Tries to hand it off to Washington in the low blocks. Coley knocks it away. It's out of bounds. Who's it off? George Washington, Hawkeye basketball.
The most impressive thing about Jones so far is she's brought the ball up the court 2 different times now. She not only gets the offensive or defensive rebound, but then doesn't even outlet it. She starts dribbling and bringing it up the court herself. It's quite impressive.
They got athletes on this team. We will have our first substitution for the Colonials. Kelly Pregame will check in. Forward. Standing in at about 6'5", so they just keep going with one big body after another. Hawks trail at 7-6. Disterhoff to Christina Buttonham, who's checked in. Dribble penetration, near wing. Jennings for three. Halfway down, it spits out. Peschel crashed, but couldn't rip it away from Jonquel Jones. The outlet to Chase. Nobody picks her up. She goes all the way in, and that's just too easy.
She's quick, and that was a nice crossover in transition to get to the rim.
Make it 9-6 Colonials. Hawkeyes with the ball. Megan Gustafson is checked in as Callie Peschel drives in. Lots of contact, and it spits out again. There seems to be a lid on the rim right now. Here comes Chase. Stopping free throw line extended. Will back it out. Peschel now finally getting back down. Jones with Disterhoff on her. That's a little bit of a mismatch. Jones doesn't want to make a move, though. Chase with 15 to shoot. Backs it out. Jennings trying to identify her. Jones was coming up to set a screen. Chase now to Jones, who pops out. Pump fake. Going to drive down the right side of the lane. Dishes off down low to Prangy. She wasn't ready. Only about 2 feet away from her, and that had a lot of mustard on it. It goes right through her fingertips. And we finally have a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a quick timeout at the 4:53 mark. GW 9, Iowa 6. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Basketball from Learfield Sports.
Hi, I'm Levi Walker with...
Are you clear?
Hi, Shelley
Whether
Till.
you know it or not, there's more than one great campus here. We have 7 local brands that sit on
wait a
20
minute.
acres.
We cannot deny your father.
We employ over 250 Iowa City
I'll let you
area
preview
residents.
this. We won't do it
That's
immediately.
a lot
I'll do
of
this one
birthdays.
coming out.
Our
So you
service area is
just
so clean,
You better
you
be
can eat off the
listening.
you
floor.
proofread that
Did I
one,
mention we
and
have
in
our
the
own
next
campus
media
car wash?
timeout,
You'll
you
always drive
sell
away
that
so
like you
fresh
own
and
it,
so
all
clean.
right?
The other guy says he has a lot of vehicles. At BillionAuto.com.
Text him, let him know.
Check us out today.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you. Always priced right. Discover what's in store. Tyson's always gives you more. People serving people, more for your community. Come on into Tyson's, more for you. Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
All right, 30 seconds.
When you wake up in the morning, we're there. When you get ready for the day, we're there. Even when you cook a meal, we're there. For all the things you need to live your life. When you're busy at work, relaxing at home, or
Right, 10 seconds.
Thank you.
we're there. Connecting you to what's important. Alliant Energy. Visit us online at AlliantEnergy.com.
4:53 showing on the first quarter clock. We welcome you back to the Cedar Park Center in Cedar Park, Texas, suburb of Austin, Texas. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. It is Black Friday. Thank you, Danny. I'll just hand those to you, and you tell me what jumps out at you. After I tell you, Iowa trailing George Washington 9-6. Hawkeye Women's Hoops brought to you by the Learfield Sports Directors Cup, honoring the nation's best overall collegiate athletic programs in 5 divisions, widely known as the crowning achievement in college sports, recognizing men's and women's competitive excellence for over 20 years. Follow your favorite team at thedirectorscup.com on Twitter, Facebook, or through USA Today. Also by Mid-American Energy. Do you want to save money and use less energy, no matter what type or size business you own? Mid-American Energy can help you save energy and add to your bottom line obsessively, relentlessly at your service. Hawks are going to inbound and face full court pressure. Whit Jennings quickly breaks it, and they've got numbers 3 on 2. Buttonham open for 3, right wing, got it!
It's good to see Buttonham get a 3 up there early in this game. Get in a rhythm early.
We talked about Chase Coley being one of those sophomores that seemingly has that monkey off her back. I think you could say the same thing about Buttonham, don't you? Okay, Ray?
Absolutely.
Relax and play ball. Driving in right wing and a nice move, just strong. It's Brianna Cummings.
Buttonham has a lot of potential that's been untapped so far in her career here at Iowa, but I think Hawkeye fans will continue to see her get better and better.
11-9, Hawks trail by 2. Gustafson setting a screen for Disterhoff. Instead, she gets it right back to Gustafson from the elbow and drains the 15-footer.
It's a nice read by Disterhoff. After the ball screen, she drew Gustafson's defense as well as her own defender, so Gustafson was alone at the elbow for that jump shot.
11-11, we're tied up. High blocks. Prangy down low. Boy, that's just too tough. Jones, when she gets a seal, there's no stopping her, is there?
No, she's long and she's athletic.
And she's strong. Wonder what her wingspan is. It's 6'5". Man, those things are long. Buttonham backs out left wing. She's trying to drive against Jones. Disterhoff, 1 foot inside the pro arc at the top of the key. Tanaya Davis is checked in. She got bullet quick guards in. Jennings being the other one. She says, remember me? I played last year. Stops and pops from 15. Give her 2.
Jennings has been extremely effective in that mid-range game so far this year.
Jones, low post, up top chase, the reverse at far side. Now Prangy posting up on the other blocks, was that an air-mailed shot or was that a pass? Low post to low post. Either way, it's going to be a foul against the Hawkeyes. This is going to be against Disterhoff. It'll be her first. Team foul number 2. But 2 shots coming for Jonquel Jones. Jones, taking a look at her stats on the young season. 75% free throw shooter. First is up. First is good. In checks Callie Peschel. In checks Lex Kostanek. Out goes Jennings and Disterhoff. In will be Hannah Shively. Backup wing / post. And coming out, looks like Chandler will take a seat on the bench.
Seeing the Hawks with a few more substitutions than usual for them, but that's just because this is an up and down game. Not quite as much of a track meet as yesterday, but both teams like to get out in transition, and with as physical as this game is going to be, a lot of substitutions will help out.
Keeping your wind and also keeping out of foul trouble going to be keys today. Hawks trail 15-13. Davis launches. Was that a pass or was that just an errant 3? Gustafson was underneath as if she was trying to gather it in, but she could not save it. Out of bounds.
Davis had the right idea. There was no help side defense. Tried to make the lob into Gustafson. Just had a little too much mustard on the pass.
Davis is on chase now. She picks her up. She'll swing it top of the key. Shively drives into the paint, running one-hander, no good. Buttonham skies to pull it down. She wants to run. It's 1-on-3. She dishes off to Davis, who's going in anyway. They're going to call a charge. Tough call.
Davis tried to avoid the contact in the air. Didn't quite avoid it, though.
No. So the Hawks will get back and play some defense. Still trailing 15-13, 2:39 left to go in the first quarter. Chase picked up by Davis. Hawks still in this 2-3 zone. And they are really trying to pack it in down low. Jones has checked out. You have Washington and Prangy in right now as the shot goes begging off the far side. Kostanek from a rear end actually slides a couple of extra feet. No travel call, and she will outlet it. Here comes Davis. Hawks trying to tie it with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. Kostanek beyond the pro arc. Nice give and go to Peschel, who slides down to the low blocks and finishes with the feathery touch off the glass.
It's a nice finish in traffic. Peschel took her time.
Well, she is a lot stronger than people give her credit for. We have a whistle. And in checks Disterhoff and Jennings for Iowa. And we'll see who takes a seat. Also checking in Cranshaw for George Washington as Chase will take a seat. Davis and Buttonham will catch a breather. Fresh shot clock with $1:57 left to go first quarter. We're knotted at 15 all, and the inbounds is stolen away by Jennings.
That was nice positioning by Jennings. She wasn't on the ball. She got in the middle of the lane and got in the middle of that pass.
I think we're going to see her take her game to the next level here. She admitted it moved so fast last season as a freshman, but she really seems to be getting a handle on things. Kostanek down the right side of the lane. We got a whistle. Get in there. It will not. It begs just off the left side of the iron. But we should have a shooting foul here. Well, folks, the board here does not have basically a player list, and we do not have a stat monitor in front of us yet, so I did not catch who that was on. Kostanek is at the line, and she drains her first free throw. It's her first point of the afternoon. Kostanek, a 70% free throw shooter. Second is up. Second is good.
The Hawkeyes have a free throw ladder that they use at practice, rank it every single day, and Kostanek is pretty consistently at the top of that ladder.
Trying to double team Jennings and Kostanek. Crenshaw gets rid of it. Trying to cut through it. Kostanek strips her of the ball. It's loose. There's a scrum on the free throw line extended. My goodness! Everybody all over each other, and finally we have a whistle and a jump ball, and the arrow points GW's way.
Great hustle.
Wow.
Something Coach Bluter stresses in practice is getting the 50-50 balls. She likes when people get on the floor. Kostanek and Peschel both had great effort there.
Jenny Serta and Christina Buttonham apparently playing Towel Girl here this afternoon. We'll let you vote who did better.
Jenny Serta is a phenomenal towel girl, as you just saw.
The golden Gatorade towel. I think we could just spray paint one golden and then give it to the winner at the end of the tournament, don't you? And then what are we waiting on here? I'm not sure. Apparently they were just surveying the floor to make sure it was dry. So the inbounds comes to Crenshaw. She picks up her dribble, top of the key, swings it left side. Shively's in the game. They're just playing a little catch with it. Shively drives in, launches a 10-footer left wing. It halfway down, it spits out. Washington Sky to pull it down. Tied up by Peschel. Jump ball, Hawkeye basketball.
It's a good thing Peschel tied that up because Washington was ready for the putback. Yesterday, Washington had a great game. 12 boards, 22 points.
She gets above the rim. She skies. Hawks leading 17-15, looking to add to it with 51 seconds left to go first quarter. Disterhoff crosses over, takes Washington in. Contact, we're going to have a travel. GW's bench wanted a charge, but they get the turnover anyway. And here comes Jones in for Cummings for George Washington. Ilea Brown is checking in, and Prang will check out. Boy, they just sub one athlete for another, don't they?
They do. A lot of long, athletic, and quick players on this GW roster.
Top of the key. Shively's going to launch a three. Long board kicks out into the hands of Brown, who's checked into the ball game. They skip it to her near side. Crenshaw pump fake, puts it on the floor. Did she drag? Nope, we're going to have a 3-second call against the Colonials. So with 30 seconds left to go, there's basically a half a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Effectively, Iowa can work for the final shot of the quarter, leading 17-15. And Jennings is just going to keep her dribble and hang out around half court.
Most likely see the Hawks go into a set once the shot clock starts to wind down. Try to get in a good last shot to finish the quarter.
In the past, they've run a flat play. Here, they get it to Peschel in between the rings with 7 seconds. 360 spin move, crosses over. Washington swats it away with 3 seconds left to go. Brown at the buzzer from 28 feet out, off the mark, and we've come to the end of the first 10 minutes of play. Well, it is what we thought it would be, a battle of two top 25 ranked teams, and very nearly evenly matched. Number 21, Iowa, 17. Number 23, George Washington, 15. We're back in 60 seconds with the start of the second quarter. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Basketball from Learfield Sports.
Sid.
Honey?
All right, you're clear.
Does the doorbell ring when I turn on the kitchen
we're
lights?
online only.
I rewired that.
So if you go to
No, it doesn't.
website, allaccess.com.
Subject to credit approval. Mortgage and
You
home
got to pay
equity
$9.99 a month.
U.S. Bank, National Association,
You good?
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
You want me to bring it up?
When you wake up in the morning,
Let me know. Let's mic test.
we're there. When you get ready for the day,
Do they do that a lot
we're
with
there. Even when you
the
cook a
Learfield
meal,
one?
Yeah.
we're there.
It doesn't surprise me.
For all the things you need to live your life. When you're busy at work, relaxing at home, or hanging out
we
with
know.
friends.
Yep. Hi, Jeff Disterhoff. How you doing, buddy?
Connecting you to what's important. Alliant Energy. Visit us online at alliantenergy.com.
All right, 30 seconds.
Or tails.
Thank
Kick
you.
Or receive. With the wind or
It was on
against the wind. Buy your
uiccu.org
friend
this
a Bud
morning.
Light. Buy
Really?
a stranger a Bud Light. Go to your team's bar. Go to the opposing team's bar. Buy around during the next truck commercial. Buy around during the next talking duck commercial.
All right.
If you're truly
They are
up for
gonna
whatever
be
this weekend.
All right, 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Whatever happens, crisp, refreshing.
I don't think she
Bud
realizes
Light.
it.
Make 2 plans and
Come
let
on
the
over.
NFL coin toss make the call. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Cedar Park Center, just outside of Austin, Texas. Black Friday. Hoping you and yours had yourself a very happy Thanksgiving. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. 21st ranked Iowa 17. 15th ranked George Washington 15.
Hawkeye women's basketball brought to you by Iowa Corn. Corn! Here in Iowa, it's everywhere. Fields and fields of green stalks and golden kernels. Corn is used for just about everything. It's feed for livestock, it's fuel for your car or truck, it's the delicious ice cream cone at the concession stand. Here in Iowa, corn is everything. Iowa Corn. Our state, our fields, our corn. Brought to you by Iowa Corn Farmers.
That was for your dad. Hopefully you listened to that. Iowa back on defense. Shot up by Washington, no good. She stays with it, gets her on board, and we got a whistle down low. All right, first quarter of play. Iowa shooting 7 of 14 from the floor. That's good, 50%. 1 of 4 from distance, 25%. 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Conversely, GW, 6 of 16 from the floor for 37.5%. 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, and 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Hawks, though, -1 as, was that Jones that got the ball on the on the inbounds? It was. And she drains a 15-footer. That is going to make her even tougher to play, Catherine, if she shows that kind of range this afternoon.
She has a lot of range, and she already has 9 rebounds on the day, just in 1 quarter.
Boy, Coley is just banging away with her in the high blocks, and now she's got to repost as she's basically moved off the blocks. Kostanek drops down, almost loses it, but muscles up against Cranshaw and give her 2 off the square.
Some of these Hawkeye guards can take advantage of the post-up down low. Kostanek, Peschel, Buttonham, they can all be physical on that low block.
Shively launches a long 3 at the top of the key and drains it. First 3 for either team this afternoon. Hawks now trailing by a point, 20-19. Disterhoff drives left baseline, muscles up, and we're going to have a foul. She'll be going to the free throw line.
It's good recognition by Disterhoff. There was no defensive help side there, so she took it baseline.
Disterhoff will head to the charity stripe. 91% so far on the young season. 19 out of 21, make it 20 out of 22. Cranshaw will check out. Chase is back into the ballgame now, so their spunky point guard on the floor for GW. As Disterhoff is long on her second and out of bounds. Diving save by Brown. I thought Peschel was just going to allow that to go out of bounds, but she snuck in between her and the end line. And here comes Chase, picked up by Jennings. You got quick on quick right now. Washington sets a screen. They're going to call a moving screen on her. Boy, that was awfully close. It happened right in front of us, but the official said she basically didn't have her feet set. Moving screen.
Credit Jennings for getting up and above that screen and trying to get over top of it. If she doesn't work that hard on that, the referee won't make that call.
Hawks will inbound, tied at 20. Jennings lobs it to the high blocks to Coley. Tries a tough bounce pass between a double team to Disterhoff, and she has it swatted away. Coley had it, she stripped. Jones has it, she stripped by Peschel. Jump ball the call, and the Hawks will take it. GW staff saying she rolled over the baseline. They may have an argument here, but he was right on top of it, and the Hawks will maintain possession.
Peschel has been all over the place going hard for these loose balls today. It's fun to see.
So Disterhoff will inbound to Jennings beyond the arc left wing. She's going to put it on the floor, goes up against Chase. Lots of contact. Peschel. Jones really getting handsy. Boy, they are letting them play right now. Coley, free throw line extended. Skip pass far side, Disterhoff. Beyond the arc, Schleibly, a hand length off of her. She rejects a screen, drives all the way in, and finishes over Jones. Wow.
What a finish.
Lot of activity in that last sequence. Hawks up 22-20. Under 8 minutes left to go first half. Lob pass. Coley was fronting Jones. Peschel was on her hip, and they knock it out of bounds. And here comes Buttonham. Schleibly will check out. Cummings will check in. Buttonham will spell Kostanek. Oh, this is a Carly Mowens kind of ball game, isn't it? Beep is in. Carly Moans, the sophomore from Wisconsin. Rolled her ankle a little bit yesterday, and by her own admission it was bothering her, but she saw smiles even though it was swelling up yesterday. They iced it. She said she kept it elevated. She said she was probably about 80%. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep her off the score.
I don't think it gets to her too much.
No. She seems to have a very high tolerance for pain. And she's in and deflects a pass. Jones drives in, elevates over Coley. Off the mark. Moans taps it, but picked up by Pregame. She leaves it short. Ball is still loose near side and finally corralled by Disterhoff. Now, you'd like to think that maybe that was just the exception, but Catherine, I think that's going to be the rule every trip down the court, don't you? You're going to have to fight for every board today.
Absolutely, and when it gets tipped around like that, that's where that effort, hustle plays come in.
Jennings telegraphs a pass to Moans. Brown steals it and finishes with a left-handed layup. That was too easy. And we're tied back up at 22. They're not just big and strong down low, they are bullet quick up around the perimeter. Jennings crosses over. Going to take Chase down the left side of the lane. She moved with her, but their feet got tangled up, and that'll be a foul on the Colonials point guard.
Jennings could use a little help from some of the other Hawkeye guards. She's getting picked up in full court by number 4 on G-Dub Chase, who's a real good defender, getting a lot of steals every game.
They screen 4, and Jennings drains a 3 off the inbounds, her second basket of the ball game, and the Hawks up by 3, 25-22. Chase in between the circles, finds Brown beyond the arc right wing. Jones being fronted by Buttonham. Coley is right on her hip. Brown will launch a 3. Halfway down, it kicks out. Jones underneath. Misses the bunny. Disterhoff skies. It's ripped down. She's tied up with Cummings. Jump ball this time to the Colonials. Man, every trip down the court, it is just an absolute fiercely fought battle for a rebound. Pesha will check in. Disterhoff will catch a breather. Jennings will be spelled by Davis. And checking in will be Cummings for Pregame for GW. Both teams going deep to their bench so far in the early going here. The inbounds to Cummings, about 24 feet out, top of the key. She'll swing it to Chase, crosses over, working against Davis. Jones pops out, fades away from 3, off the heel of the iron. Moans taps it to Davis. It's 2-on-2. She doesn't have any help, and smartly by the freshman to back it up. Here comes Buttonham down the left side. She's swatted by Jones. We have a whistle. Is this going to be a defensive foul? It will. 24 blue is going to be Chandler. That'll be her first, team foul number 4. 2 shots coming for Christina Buttonham.
Chandler set up in the paint to take the charge, and at the last second, Buttonham did a little bit of a Euro step, switched directions up for the layup, made it so that Chandler couldn't take the charge.
If you can believe this, am I looking correctly here? Yeah, that's the first free throw attempt of the season for Christina Buttonham. So she is shooting 1,000% right now. And this one rattles home. She's 2 for 2. Much needed as Iowa up by their largest margin so far today, 27-22, 6 minutes left to go first half. Colonials moving left to right. Jones pops out. I'm surprised that they brought her out so much today. They're going to try and post her up now near blocks. Cummings can't find her. Brown tries to go down low, deflected by Buttonham with 10 to shoot. Chandler picks it up, bricks a 15-footer off the mark. Coley cleans up underneath. Here comes Davis, surveying the court, wanting to run, crosses over, runs right into Chase. She threw an elbow. That's going to be an offensive foul. That'll be the backup point guard's first. Team foul number 2 at the 5:37 mark. Jennings will check back in for Davis.
ID.
10 seconds for station identification as GW brings the ball down the court. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back.
High blocks Jones, a backdoor cut. Was that Cummings that squirted through, and she laid it high off the square for 2.
The defense just lost track of Cummings on the backside of the zone. She cut through for that layup.
Moans beyond the pro arc left wing. Bullet pass into the high blocks to Coley. Back out left wing. Buttonham drives baseline around Jones. Moans in the far corner. Skip pass near side. Jennings quick release. Drains another 3.
With Jones in her face.
30-24. Hawks with a 6-point lead. Next stoppage of play will be the first media timeout here in the second quarter. Iowa up by 6 with 4:45 left to go in the first half. Chase driving baseline. Bounce pass. Cummings drives in. Check if that's Chandler. She's off the mark and stepping out of bounds. Peschel had it, but she was over the baseline. And they'll give it right back. Timeout on the floor. Hawkeye women's basketball brought to you by Dodge Street Tire and Auto, voted one of the best in the area for the 5th consecutive year, and a proud supporter of Iowa Athletics. Visit us for Goodyear tires, as well as the best and most reliable in vehicle maintenance, repair, and tune-ups. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating 25 years in Iowa City. 4:35 left to go first half. 21st ranked Iowa 30, 23rd ranked George Washington 24. Back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Are you clear?
In Iowa, it's everything.
Hi, honey.
Hey,
and it's
yes,
used
sir.
Hey, Brent, could you bring down your input a little bit?
Sure.
On the way to the game.
Thanks.
There we go. You bet.
Bacon cheeseburger. That's the
My
time
wife's
to
now
tailgate.
listening.
It's even
That is
Hello,
wonderful.
Mrs.
Hello,
Belknap.
Miss Brent.
in Iowa.
Yep,
Farmers
Mrs.
grow
B.
corn,
That'll work
so you
for
can enjoy all.
Miss B, how you doing?
Corn is everything.
Anybody that's
Learn more about
listening,
the infinite
hey, we're on
uses
the
for
internet
corn
pretty
by
much only
visiting
today. We know we're live.
iowacorn.org.
Thanks for
Our
tuning in
state,
on Friday.
our
Hope you're all
fields,
having a good day.
our corn.
All right, 30 seconds.
Thank you.
This is Randy Larson from Monica's. I just want to thank our customers for naming
Nick
Monica's the best family-friendly restaurant for
Hoping that our levels are
2015
good now.
in the Press Citizen Best
How's that
of the
crowd
Year
mic
survey.
sounding,
To
Maurice?
us,
I don't
there's
want it
no
to be
higher
too
honor
loud.
than
No, you're right over it. Everything's sounding good.
Fantastic.
good
Thank
value.
you.
And we're up.
No problem.
Being-
All right, 10 seconds. I'll say something on the next break if anything changes.
Thanks to our great customers, and a big congratulations to our manager, Monica Meyer, and head chef, Rod Bowman.
4:35 left to go in the first half. We welcome you back to the Cedar Park Center in Cedar Park, Texas, just outside Austin. Brent Balbinot, Catherine Reynolds. It is the Lonestar Showcase, and 21st ranked Iowa leading 23rd ranked George Washington by a score of 30-24 with that three-pointer by Whit Jennings. We need to let you know that Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield and the Iowa Hawkeyes are teaming up for help all season long. For every Hawkeye three-pointer made, Wellmark contributes $20 to support community health projects in Iowa City, all part of Wellmark's three-point play, reminding fans to eat right, move more, and feel better. All right, latest box score here. Iowa has cooled a bit, but still respectable. 11 of 19 from the floor for 58%. 3 of 6 for 50% from distance. 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. The Colonials, 10 of 30, a little bit cooler, just 33% from the floor. 1 of 6 from distance. They are 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Board work, though, again, Iowa still living a little dangerously, Catherine.
They are. George Washington already has 18 rebounds to Iowa's 10. And Jonquel Jones is already sitting at a double-double at 10 points and 10 rebounds.
It's amazing.
I know it's tough to keep her quiet, but you at least have to keep her at bay.
GW does have 6 second chance points to just 2 for Iowa. However, the Hawks have forced 7 turnovers, converting those into 9 points. And where we sit right now is a 30-24 lead as George Washington turns the ball over. Jennings beyond the arc, picked up by Chase. Testing the waters, left side. They run Kostanek through as a cutter, nothing doing. Buttonham forced a pass. It was deflected by Cranshaw. Here comes Chase, blowing by everybody. Jennings swats at the ball. She backs it out now. Man, she is a jitterbug. Setting up their offense. Cranshaw will pop out top of the key. Buttonham lays an arm's length off of her. Shibley's into the ball game. Jones low post far side. Chandler posting up in the high post. 10 seconds left to shoot. Chase directing traffic. Coley. Chase drives in, elevates over Jennings, off the mark. Chandler had it, lost it. It was deflected by Buttonham. Coley wraps it up. The outlet to Jennings, and wisely the sophomore is going to slow it down and set up the half-court offense. Disterhoff being dogged right now by Chandler. Cut off left baseline. Plenty of time to shoot, 16 on the shot clock. Buttonham through as a cutter, nothing doing. Jennings pops out top of the key. Chase lays off of her. 10 seconds, they're going to have to run a set play. Looks like they're going flat off the top of the key. Disterhoff couldn't quite get the body on her. Coley spots up, 18 feet, no good, right wing, and out of bounds, battling for the rebound off of Buttonham. Well, I'm not sure if Allie didn't quite get wide enough on that screen or if Jennings just didn't bust her hip enough, but the defense just slid through rather easily on that. And now we'll see Gustafson check in for Coley. It's not always the screener, Catherine. You know that as a guard, right? You got to make sure you use your teammate's screen to the best of your ability, correct?
You do, especially against a defense like this where when it's more of a guard-to-guard screen like that, they're going to help over. So if you don't use the screen, you're probably not going to get very far.
Yep.
The last time down, you saw a really good defensive possession by the Hawkeyes. Got down to the end of the shot clock. Almost gave up the offensive rebound, but didn't. But if they can continue to make G-Dub use the clock like that, it's going to work to the Hawkeye advantage.
Hawks lead at 30-24, coming up on 3 minutes left to go first half. Chase dogged by Jennings. They're back in a 2-3 zone. Jones flashes into the high blocks. Cranshaw left wing. 3-ball is good. Her first points of the afternoon. And the Hawkeye lead cut in half at 30-27. Jennings finds Kostanek right wing. Shively laying an arm's length off of her. Lex is going to take her baseline. Near corner Jennings. Top of the key Moens. Reversal. Disterhoff for 3. Off the base of the iron. Longboard kicks out. I think it's going to be off of the Colonials, is it not? It is, by the way Carly Moens is putting her hands together.
Really nice unselfish play by Iowa on that last possession. They made 3 extra passes looking for the open shot and got it. It was a good shot by Disterhoff.
Moens will be the trigger woman. They run kind of the picket fence. Jennings drives in. Oh, they're going to call her for an offensive foul. She came off the top of that screen, and Chase was there, and Jennings will pick up her first. 15 foul on a player control, though they will not shoot free throws. So next foul, actually, they will go ahead and send her to the line. GW has one more to commit before Iowa shoots free throws. Hawks back in a 2-3 zone. Jennings and Kostanek the top half of it. They try and force a bullet pass down low to Jones, and she walked. I think that was Disterhoff that got a hand on the ball and just kind of took her off rhythm.
Jones cut into about 4 white Iowa jerseys on that play. It was going to be tough for her to make anything happen.
2:18 left to go first half. Hawks lead at 30-27, but looking for more. Down low, Moens fades away, 5-footer just off the right side of the iron. Jones makes it one and done as Gustafson's in now for Coley. Beating a Pat Chase into a sea of white jerseys. Tries to pass, it's deflected by Disterhoff. Outlet to Kostanek, up the far side, Jennings. Runs some offense. Gustafson posting up. Oh, a little out of control that time by Witt, and she's colliding with Shively. Hops back up. Here comes Chandler. A frenetic pace right now by both clubs. Chandler bounced past Jones. Low blocks. Spins left, now spins right. Boy, just pushes off on Gustafson, and Lisa Bluter wants an offensive foul. A change in call not forthcoming. Jones with her second basket of the quarter, and they've trimmed it to a Hawkeye 30-29 lead.
Rightfully so. Yep. She dropped that shoulder right into her.
High off the square. Disterhoff wanted a foul, and she's wincing on the way down. No rest for the Wicked right now. Chase in between the rings. 32-29 Iowa with the lead. 1:13 left to go first half. Cranshaw, right baseline. Shively, left wing. Chase now kicks it back out. Shively from distance. Got it.
G-Dub has 2 guards in right now that can really shoot the 3-ball. Both Cranshaw and Shively are stretching out that 2-3 zone because they're both very effective from 3-point range.
Timeout on the floor with 1 minute exactly left to go in the first half. We're knotted up at 32. Hawkeye Women's Hoops brought to you by Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Nobody understands the X's and O's of winning a winning health plan better than Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Every step of the way, they've got you covered. Find your future health plan at wellmark.com. And the Governor's Traffic Safety Bureau reminding you to click it or ticket. Law enforcement is cracking down on wearing seatbelts. Click it or ticket, day or night. All right, Steve and Julie Logic, welcome aboard. Glad that you have probably woken up from a 24-hour nap. Couple of former, well, always Hawkeyes. Parents, of course, of Sam Logic, who's over in France right now, playing with another former teammate of yours, Catherine. Bethany Doolittle are on the same team.
Yes, they are. Sounded like they had a nice little Thanksgiving together yesterday.
Would they have a turducken over there?
Who knows what Doolittle would cook for Thanksgiving.
She's a good cook, though, isn't she? Didn't you tell me you were like her sous chef when you guys were roomies?
I was her sous chef. She would allow me to cut the vegetables, the proteins.
And then she did the cooking, you did the eating, right? Jennings beyond the arc, right wing. 13 to shoot. Kostanek drives in. Free throw line extended against Cranshaw. Leans back, now leans in. Can't find the range. Jones double teamed. Gustafson deflects the outlet. Shively's got it to Chase. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. 23 on the shot clock. Jones out of control, almost walked. Kicks it back out in between the rings to Chase. We're tied at 32. 21st ranked Iowa, 23rd ranked George Washington. 10 seconds. Shively smacking her hands together. Jones from beyond the pro arc bricks it off the side of the glass. Rebounded by Disterhoff. The outlet Jennings. Kostanek, 7 seconds. 6, she's picked up her dribble. Jennings with 5. Lisa Bluter all the way out on the court calling timeout with 3.5 seconds left to go.
Coach Bluter started calling that timeout with about 8 or 7 seconds left. That's why she ended up at about half court trying to get the timeout.
She was way out of the coach's box on that one.
It's good hustle.
In football, that would be called a legal substitution.
In basketball, it's good hustle.
Absolutely. You do that with your team? You coach, what is it, 5th graders, is that right?
4th graders.
4th graders. Every successful program will tell you the importance of a good feeder system.
Well, we're working on it.
All right, what are you drawing up here if you're Iowa with 3.5 seconds left?
I think you're trying to get a good look from either Kostanek or Coley. They're 2 people who have been hot shooting.
Coley, back to Disterhoff. Coley will have to launch a 3. Got it at the buzzer! The Hawkeyes 6'4" center pops out from range. Carly Moen slaps her on the shoulder. And the Hawks take a 3-point lead going into the locker room. Chase Coley, we see you. Iowa 35, George Washington 32. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with your Budweiser halftime stats and analysis. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Basketball from Learfield Sports.
When you
Are you clear?
Wow.
We're there. When
Sure, just the way they drew it up.
We're there. Even when you cook
Yeah.
We're there. For all the things you need to live your life. When you're busy at work.
Unbelievable.
Relaxing at home. Or hanging out with friends. We are there. Connecting you to what's important. Alliant Energy. Visit us online at alliantenergy.com.
What?
When you're traveling in Central Iowa, visit the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites in Des Moines on Merle Hay Road. Conveniently located near I-80 and I-35. This 100% smoke-free property features free Wi-Fi access, an indoor pool, and a fitness center. A complimentary shuttle service serves
So it's still low?
Great.
Thank you.
You're getting a little too loud again, Brent.
During your next stay in Des Moines,
I'm sorry there, Maurice. I'm talking to our video guy because I can adjust through his headset volume.
Oh, okay.
I can bring it up a little bit.
I'm sorry.
It won't affect us at all.
Getting
It won't
things
affect us at
done.
all.
At Coke, our 60,000 U.S. employees are right there with you. We help farmers put food on your table. We provide the fuels that take you where you want to go. Our products are used to make durable homes, comfortable clothing,
Are they playing
convenient
knockout? Is that what they're doing?
electronics, and many other items that you depend on to keep moving
Just
forward.
let them shoot.
We are Coke. See our stories at wearekoch.com.
U.S. Bank provides custom solutions to help you grow your business. Whether you've just started in a friend's apartment.
What do you mean there's no printer?
Or opened your first office.
We have a printer.
Is it me or was that a really fast first half?
We have so many printers.
I thought so.
You'll have a business banker there to guide you every step of the way. Visit your local U.S. Bank branch or usbank.com/business. Credit products are subject to normal credit approval and program guidelines. Some restrictions and fees may apply. See your banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank, National Association, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Hawkeye football team is
I'm still trying to get used to it.
This
Two
year's
things.
postseason destination
Number
may be.
one,
Let the UI
it
Alumni
affects your
Association
substitution
and Weinbrenner Red Carpet
because
Travel
with 20-minute halves, you always
Fans
knew
can choose from a variety
when the media
of travel
timeout was
packages
going to
and
come. So
on-the-ground
you could maybe
events
get
by
a
the
player like an
Alumni
extra
Association,
20 or 30
Weinbrenner Red
seconds
Carpet
to
Travel, and
rest
the Iowa Hawkeyes.
at a dead
This
ball,
partnership provides
knowing you're going to have a
traveling
media
fans with
timeout
high
coming in 30
seconds.
Thank you.
Along with
But now you don't know when it's coming.
With myself, Gary Dolphin, and Ed Podolak.
And then,
Registered
of course,
now to
with
receive
the
information
getting rid of
at
the one-and-one
/athletic tours.
basically doesn't make any difference to try and foul a bad free throw shooter anymore because they're all shooting 2. Welcome back. We are at the intermission. Second round of the Lonestar Showcase just outside of Austin, Texas at the Cedar Park Center at Cedar Park, Texas. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. 21st ranked Iowa 35. 23rd ranked George Washington 32 thanks to a long three-pointer at the buzzer by center Chase Coley. It was just her second basket from the floor here in this ball game. Hawk fans, Iowa Women's Hoops is brought to you by corn. Here in Iowa, it's everywhere, from our fields with green stalks and golden kernels. Feed for livestock so you can enjoy refreshing soda and hot dog at the concession stands. It's in the American ethanol to fuel your car or truck that you drive to the game. And Iowa corn is everything. Iowa corn. Our state, our fields, our corn. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers. All right, time to take a look at your halftime stats. Iowa shooting 13 of 25 for 52% from the floor, 4 of 8 from distance for 50%, and 5 of 6 from the line. Shooting percentages that I think head coach Lisa Bluter would take in just about any ball game. 83% from the stripe. Conversely, George Washington struggling a bit. 13 of 36 from the floor for 36%. 3 of 9 from beyond the arc for 33%, and just 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Hawks have been outboarded by 7, 21-14. Iowa -2 in the assist to turnover ratio, 8 and 10. The Colonials -1, 8 and 9. More importantly, what are they doing with those? Off of those 9 turnovers that they forced, Iowa has forced 9 points. However, GW forcing 10 turnovers with 10 points. The old formula is if you can score a point a turnover, you're doing pretty good. Both teams are exactly on that right now. Second chance points with those 11 offensive boards out of their 21 total. GW has missed a lot of bunnies today. Just 6 second chance points. Iowa's had 3 offensive boards that they've converted into 2 points. Points in the paint, the Colonials 14 to the Hawkeyes 12, and GW's bench has outscored Iowa, but not by much, 12-7. We'll take a look at individual stats in just a minute. Boy, I tell you what, despite their cool shooting percentage, forcing 10 turnovers, Iowa already in double figures in turnovers, and it really looks like that's where GW is making a living. They've scored roughly a third of their points off of Iowa's mistakes, Catherine. If the Hawks can clean those up in the second half, you got to like their chances, don't you?
Either that or the rebounding. Something has to give, because eventually GW is going to start to put those second point chances in the basket. So either Iowa needs to clean up their turnovers or pick up the rebounding, or both.
I was going to say, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, does it?
It does not.
Tempo. Both teams have gone deep to their bench, 9 and 10 players respectively. Do you see that being a factor late in this ball game, or have the substitutions patterns allowed everybody to kind of keep their legs so far?
I think it will help out, especially in the Hawkeyes' favor, to have some of the fresher legs, especially having a game yesterday. The legs might be a little bit tired, so if you're going to have a few more minutes for your starters, come the end of the fourth quarter, it'll be nice that they've not played quite as many minutes.
35-32, Iowa with the lead. Both clubs are in their respective locker rooms. We're going to take another quick timeout. Back with more of your Budweiser halftime stats and analysis. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Honey?
Are you clear?
An entire cupboard full of Hy-Vee green beans?
Well, because every one of those cans could mean $100.
Really?
Yep. It's the Hy-Vee Brands for Grands giveaway. I entered online, and if they draw our name, we could win $100 for every Hy-Vee brand product we have. We could win up to $8,500.
Got it. And I guess that explains why the guest room's full of Hy-Vee paper towels?
Yep.
Enter online today
yeah, we know,
at Hy-Vee.com
Steve.
for a chance to win in the Hy-Vee Brands for Grands
We know,
giveaway.
buddy.
Some restrictions apply.
We're saying hi to you anyway.
Corn. Here in Iowa, it's everywhere, and it's used for just about everything.
Next time.
It's fuel for your vehicle on the way to the game. It's a corn-fed bacon cheeseburger that's the talk of the tailgate. It's even used to make things like plastic water bottles.
You're going to become
lipstick.
a folk hero is what's
Here in
going to
Iowa,
happen.
farmers grow corn, so you can enjoy all that comes from it, because corn is everything. Learn more about the infinite uses for
just
corn
said that they were
by
listening and they could hear us over the breaks.
iowacorn.org. Our state, our
Oh yeah,
fields,
as we're talking,
our corn.
yeah, they can hear us both. Who?
Hey, Hawk fans. The next
Really?
time you're visiting
Sam
Western Iowa,
Logic,
be sure
all the
to
way
check
from
out
France.
the official local business partners of the Hawkeyes.
And
Care
Bethany.
Pro. Connect with people and
Who
answers
made
you
Thanksgiving
need.
dinner?
Instrument
Or
Construction.
did Sam
the
play
premier
sous chef
custom
in
builder
place
in
of
Eastern
Catherine
Iowa
and Bethany
the
Cook?
Hotel at Kirkwood Center. Iowa's
knows?
premier
What do
luxury
you make
hotel.
in France
Awarded the
for American
AAA
Thanksgiving
four
is
diamond
what I
award
wanna
for
know.
launching. Dine with us at the Class-Act Gourmet
French fries
Restaurant and make
and, a
reservations
deep
for your
fried
next
duck.
game day getaway or business travels by visiting
With
the
some kind
hotel
of
at
heavy sauce, because I think the
Kirkwood.com.
French are big into that.
All right, 30 seconds.
Thank
For
you.
Mid-American Energy, putting power in your
Or maybe
hands
Sam
means
went and
helping
found
keep families
bratwursts
safe.
at, like, the local
if you
butcher
smell
store.
natural gas or suspect a leak, don't touch electrical switches or turn off appliances.
Or maybe
Get
they both.
everyone out
What do you think?
immediately. And from outside the house, call
Smorgasbord.
Mid-American at 800-595-LEAK.
Turkey for dinner.
Mid-American
For the main
will
course and
investigate
brats
the
for
suspected
dessert.
leak.
All right, 10 seconds.
Thank you.
MidAmericanEnergy.com for more on energy safety. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Back at the intermission, it's the Budweiser halftime show. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. 21st ranked Iowa 35, 23rd ranked George Washington 32. Courtesy of a Chase Coley three-pointer at the buzzer. Let's run down the scoring totals for you. Only one player for either team in double figures right now, but she has a double-double. Jonquel Jones, 12 points, 12 boards, couple of assists. She does have 3 turnovers and a block in 18 minutes worth of play. Really nobody else even close. Hannah Schleibly is 2 for 5 from the floor. They're both from beyond the arc for 6 points. Nobody else has more than 4. Brianna Cummings is 2 for 2 from the floor. The Hawkeyes with a bit more balance. 8 points for Whit Jennings. She is 3 for 3 from the floor, including a couple of three-pointers. 7 points for Allie Disterhoff, 3 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the line. 7 points to go along with a couple of boards and 3 assists. 5 points for Chase Coley, 2 for 3, including that three-pointer just before the buzzer sounded to end the first half. 5 points also off the bench for Canada's finest, Christina Buttonham, 1 for 1. She also has 2 free throws on the day. 4 points for Callie Peschel, mixed in with a board. 4 points for Lex Kostanek, 3 boards and 2 assists, and a deuce for Megan Gustafson. Again, we mentioned it, Hawkeyes shooting 13 of 25 for 52%, 4 of 8 from distance for 50%, 5 of 6 from the line. Conversely, GW 13 of 36 for 36%, 3 of 9 for 33%, 3 for 3 for 100% from the stripe. All right, your take on it here, Coach Reynolds. Really an even ball game. We talked about it, still getting beat on the boards, but GW has missed some point-blank shots here. What, if anything, can you do right now in the second half if you're Iowa to try and, number one, deny Jonquel Jones, and number two, clean up the board work a little bit?
Well, there's a reason that Jones is a preseason pick for the Wooden Award. She's a really good player, but I think the Hawkeyes have to make it their mission to stop her. She, by herself, has 12 rebounds, and Iowa only has 14 as a team right now. So you just got to put your head down and make that your mission to stop her, or at least, again, keep her at bay. On the offensive side, I think Iowa gets the ball to Jennings a little bit more. She's only missed 1 shot right now. She's being extremely efficient with 8 points. Keep getting the ball to the girls who are hot, and right now that's Jennings and Coley.
What I like, too, is Jennings, and when Davis has been in there, they're not afraid to try and break down the defense. They're going at Jones. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to finish at the rim, but they're drawing the defensive rotation. Can Iowa take a little bit more advantage of that in the second half?
Yeah, Disterhoff did a nice job of that in the first half, and I think she can continue that in the second half. She's got a little bit more height than some of those other guards, but when she attacks, she's very effective and can get the ball off the glass nicely over top of Jones.
Both teams out for a quick shoot-around. We will take a quick timeout. Back with more of your Budweiser halftime stats and analysis. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Heads. Are you clear?
All right, Maurice, we got 2 minutes left, correct? After this?
Yep, after this, we got one more break.
I'm going to give a score and then send it right back to you to wrap up the halftime breaks.
All right,
Okay.
I'm waiting on you.
Thanks.
All right, no problem.
During the next Talking Duck commercial. If you're truly up for whatever this weekend, grab the perfect beer for whatever happens. Crisp, refreshing Bud Light. Make 2 plans and let the NFL coin toss make the call. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you. Always priced right. Discover what's in store. Tyson's always gives you more. People serving people, more for your community. Come on into Tyson's, more for you. Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
It's Hy-Vee's 85th anniversary, and we're celebrating by giving you the chance to win big in the Hy-Vee Brands for Grands giveaway. Purchase your favorite Hy-Vee brand products, then swipe your Fuel Saver Plus Perks card at checkout. Every Hy-Vee product you buy earns you a chance at $8,500 in cash. Picking up paper towels, pickles, pretzels? Buy 10, get 10 chances to win. The more Hy-Vee brand products you buy, the better your chances at winning $8,500 in the Hy-Vee Brands for Grands cash giveaway. Some restrictions apply.
Honey?
30 seconds.
The doorbell ring when I turn on the kitchen lights.
I rewired that. It should work now.
No. No, it doesn't.
Don't rely on short-term fixes that need long-term solutions. A U.S. Bank home equity line of credit may help turn the equity in your home into lasting improvements. Visit a U.S. Bank branch. usbank.com.
All right, 10 seconds.
800-209-BANK.
Home sweet normal home.
Some restrictions may apply. Subject to credit approval. Mortgage and home equity products offered through U.S. Bank, National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
At the Cedar Park Center, both clubs getting a last-minute shoot-around in. A minute and a half before we resume the third quarter. Iowa 35, George Washington 32. Back right after this with the second half. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Are you clear?
Thank you. For Monica's. I just want to thank our customers for naming Monica's the best family-friendly restaurant for 2015 in the Press Citizen Best of the Area survey. To us, there is no higher honor than being a place where families love to go. It means we have wholesome food for a good value.
Really?
And we're also delighted to be in the top 3 also in Best Restaurant overall and Best Italian Restaurant. So thanks to our great customers, and a big congratulations to our manager, Monica Meyer, and head chef, Rod Bowman.
Had a couple of drinks watching today's game? Should you be behind the wheel? Buzzed driving is drunk driving. It's easy to tell when someone has had too much to drink. But what about when someone has too many to drive? The legal limit in Iowa is .08, and law enforcement is cracking down on all drivers behind the wheel and over the limit. Don't underestimate your limit. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the Iowa Department of Public Safety, Governor's Traffic Safety Bureau, and your local law enforcement.
After my home check, I installed insulation. With a Mid-American Energy rebate, I got $1,000 back and a great rebate on my new heating and cooling system. In fact, Mid-American Energy has rebates for many of the items needed to make your home more comfortable. I know it can sometimes cost more to buy the energy-efficient systems, but with Energy Advantage rebates, you save money on the purchase and keep saving on your energy bills for years to come. It's really a win-win.
The power is in your hands. Visit MidAmericanEnergy.com.
All right, 30 seconds.
We lit those guys up. Boom, nails at 3. We could go all the way this year. That's what I'm saying. Wait, what? This was our first game in your new Nissan. That's it. I'm driving to every game. Woohoo! Shop ChooseNissan.com for great offers on our exciting lineup and discover a better way to game.
10 seconds.
Away game next week. Road trip. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Go Hawks.
Second half about to get underway. We welcome you back to the Cedar Park Center. Brent Balbinot, Catherine Reynolds. Iowa 35, George Washington 32. Hawks will have the ball to start the second half. They'll move from left to right. Jennings, Kostanek, Disterhoff, Peschel, and Coley. For the Colonials, Chase, Cranshaw, Prang, Washington, and Jones. As Coley drives in, left wing, blocking foul. Check that instead of Prangy. It is going to be Chandler actually in the ball game, and she just rotated over and copped the foul. So there we go. Coley will go to the line after 16 points on Sunday, 22 yesterday. She's had 5 at the intermission. Now give her 6. Oh, again, this place has just become deathly quiet. As this one goes begging off the right side. So it's a 4-point Hawkeye lead, 36-32. Chase picked up by Jennings in between the rings. Jones, they've been popping her out up top a lot. Big 6'5" center. Cranshaw being identified by Disterhoff. Will back it out. Now she's going to kick it into a second gear. Stops, elevates, off the backboard, no good. Jones has it. Hook shot, partially blocked by Coley, out of bounds. Kostanek dives to save it and gets it to Jennings. GW does a good job of rotating and getting back. Peschel, Kostanek. Pump fake, drives in. Coley from the free throw line, 15-footer. Man, she's got a sweet-looking J, doesn't she?
And she is so confident right now. Not afraid to shoot it, even from mid-range, and apparently from three-point range.
No. Got a secret weapon that we just didn't know about. 38-32, Hawks up by 6. Washington tries to, you know you have thrown the ball too high when Jonquel Jones can't come down with it. And she was nowhere near that.
Wasn't ready for the pass.
No. They're coming out in some token pressure here. Pressuring the ball. Jennings breaks past Chase. Up the far side, Disterhoff. Coley posting up, Washington fronting her. Peschel. keeping her dribble, kind of working east-west right now. Picks it up. Coley, high blocks. Jones on her hip. She's going to face her. Drives in, scoops around, finishes with the left hand. Chase Coley.
There she is with that left hand. She's very effective going to the left side.
40-32, largest lead of the game for either team. Hawks enjoy it by 8. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go, third quarter. Jones double teamed, low blocks. Kicks it out to Cranshaw. Left wing, and Chase stepped on the baseline. Out of bounds. Hawkeye women's basketball brought to you by the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series sporting events. The Iowa Corn promotes honest, hardworking values that are uniquely Iowan. On behalf of Iowa's corn farmers, they salute all fans and athletes for their hard work and determination to be the best both on and off the field. Our state, our fields, our Hawkeyes. Jennings for 3, right wing. It's just a bit short. Longboard kicks out to Chase. Hawks do a good job of rotating back with 3 players. Oh, Jones bobbled the ball. She might have taken an extra step. Can't find the range. She just never got a clean handle on it. Peschel cleans up underneath. Here comes Jennings. Peschel, pump fake. Left wing Disterhoff. She's going to launch for 3. Oh, net! Well, they didn't come out on her, Catherine.
It was a good decision by Disterhoff to take that 3. Like you said, they didn't come out on her, didn't close out all the way. She took her time and made the 3.
Coach Shipsis wants a timeout. We'll take one with them. It'll become a media timeout at the 7:30 mark, third quarter. Iowa 43, George Washington 32. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Basketball from Learfield Sports.
Hi, I'm Levi.
All right, you're clear.
Of Iowa City. Whether you know it or not, there's more than one great campus here. We have 7 local brands that sit on over 20 acres, a crop farmer's dream. We employ over 250 Iowa City area residents. That's a lot of birthdays. Our service area is so clean, you can eat off the floor. And did I mention, we have our own campus car wash? You'll always drive away so fresh and so clean. The other guy says he has a lot of vehicles at BillionAuto.com.
Uh-oh, he'll dance.
Check us out today.
Your child is watching you. You don't put the shopping cart back.
Uh-oh,
They
sibling
don't put their toys
rivalry.
back. You yell at the refs. They yell at the goldfish.
Hey, fish, eat your plate.
And when you don't wear a bike helmet, they don't wear a bike helmet. So don't yell at the refs. Put the cart back and visit uichildrens.org/Kohl's to enter to win a free bike helmet from the Kohl's Keeping Kids Safe program at University of Iowa.
All right, 30 seconds.
Best Bank provides custom solutions to help you grow your business. Whether you've just started in a friend's apartment.
What do you mean there's no printer?
Or opened your first office.
We have a printer.
Or maybe you've opened a new location.
We have so many printers.
You'll have a business banker there to guide you every step of the way. Visit your local U.S. Bank.
All right, 10 seconds.
/business.
There we
Credit
go.
products are subject to normal credit approval and program guidelines. Some restrictions and fees may apply. See your banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank, National Association, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Seven and a half minutes showing on the third quarter clock. We welcome you back to the Cedar Park Center. Brent Balvin alongside Catherine Reynolds, who is just hoping that the dance cam does not focus in on her. Iowa 43, George Washington 32. Hawkeye women's basketball brought to you by Comfort Suites. On your next family trip to Coralville, bring the kids and stay for the weekend at the newly renovated Comfort Suites in Coralville. A complimentary hot breakfast, a 100-foot water slide just off Interstate 80. It's the perfect place to stay when you bring the family to Hawkeye Country. Hawks back on defense right now with their largest lead of the game, 9 points. They try and lob it down low to Jones and deflected from behind by Disterhoff. They don't have the ball centered on a 3-and-2. Jennings for 3. This one goes begging off the front of the iron. Iowa now 1 for 3 from beyond the arc in the second half. Cranshaw picked up by Kostanek. High blocks Jones, low blocks Washington. Spins, reverses. Wow, give her basically a baby hook shot off the square. That's a tough shot.
Washington's extremely active on the low block. Peschel was physical with her the entire possession. She just kept working and working at it.
Washington has only taken 4 shots now on the day. She's hit 2.
Can probably expect to see her take a few more shots and get a few more rebounds.
Kostanek muscles in against Cranshaw and give her the teardrop.
I like that possession from Iowa. The last few, they've rushed some three-pointers. I think that's good. Work the clock, get a good shot. You have a little bit of a lead. Protect it with good shots.
Jones, middle of the paint. Hook shot goes begging off the right side. Jennings drops down to pick it up, crossing half court, skip pass far side. Disterhoff, bounce pass. Coley pops out. She's going to take Jones baseline. She didn't really have the clean handle on the ball. Cranshaw falls down behind. Oh my goodness, who's the foul going to be against here? It's going to be against Jennings. Chandler was falling down. It's kind of a 50-50 ball there, but they're going to call it against Jennings. And you can hear Chandler now kind of arguing a little bit with Jones, saying, you got to help me out.
The previous possession, you see Coley put the ball on the floor as she's stretching that defense. Jones came out on her in the short corner. She put the ball on the floor, but the help side defense for George Washington was just there in time and took it away from her on the bounce.
Coming up on 6 minutes left to go. Third quarter. Shively, the chase left wing. Hawks back in a 2-3 zone. Shively's going to drive in, throws a little bit of an elbow off the mark. Jones with the board, and she draws the foul. I believe this is going against Peschel. It is her first. Team foul number 3. It'll be 2 shots for Jones. Jonquel Jones. 10 points at the half. Check that, should have been 12. She had a double-double, looking to add to it. First free throw is up and good. Buttonham in for Kostanek. Moans in for Peschel. Carly Moans going to get some time here this afternoon. Just look at that young lady's arms. She hikes her shorts up. You can just see how much time she has spent in the weight room this summer. Just cut. Second free throw around the world kicks out. What Jennings says, I can rebound too at 5'5". It's all about position, isn't it?
Was never my forte.
Buttonham in between the rings. Tries a pass, it's tipped away by Chandler. She's going coast to coast, and Moans is going to be called for a phantom foul. She reached in, pulled back, and the official's going to say foul and basket. Wow.
A little bit of a touchy foul there to call. Moans was trailing her and just tried to get a hand in the face at the last second. From here, it didn't look like a whole lot of contact, but we'll live with it.
You're going to have to. Cummings at the line, spins the ball in her hand, releases high, arcing shot, it falls. Disterhoff in between the circles, being picked up by Cummings. Coley sets a screen for, goes right down the lane, up and under in between a double team, and finishes with a feathery touch off the square.
Allie is so crafty when she gets up into the middle of that lane. Avoids the contact, shifts it over to the right side of her body, and finishes.
Mismatch. Washington drove Jennings into the paint, but then dishes off. Schleibly with a long 2.
The Iowa coaching staff's not going to be happy with Scheibley getting all these looks.
No.
That's someone that has been identified in the scouting report as a shooter. Now she's taken 3.
Disterhoff top of the key, calling for a Coley screen. She tried to slip. Disterhoff picks up her dribble, free throw line. Buttonham now into the paint, all the way to the iron, rejected by Jones. She'll outlet to Chase. Right behind Disterhoff, she almost kicked it away from her. Schleibly with a 3, no good. Long board. Jennings elected to get back. She knew she was going to be able to get to it. Chase tracks it down for a fresh shot clock. Left wing, lob pass down low. Coley was fronting Washington and knocks it out of bounds. Buzzer sounds, timeout on the floor at the 4:26 mark. Iowa's lead cut to 7. 21st ranked Hawkeyes 47. 23rd ranked Colonials 40. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
For Mid-American Energy,
are you clear? Thank you.
This means helping keep families safe. Touching any power line anywhere can result in serious shock or electrocution. So never let a ladder or equipment touch an overhead line, and never assume a power line isn't live. And when you see high voltage warnings on electrical equipment like green transformer boxes,
we got to give you one to read.
Visit MidAmericanEnergy.com for more on energy safety. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Hi, I'm Levi Walker with Billion Automotive of Iowa City. Whether you know it or not, there's more than one great campus here. We have 7 local brands that sit on over 20 acres, a crop farmer's dream. We employ over 250 Iowa City area residents. That's a lot of birthdays. Our service area is so clean, you can eat off the floor. And did I mention we have
Score.
our own campus car wash?
0-0.
You'll always drive away so fresh and so clean. The other guy says he has a lot of vehicles. At BillionAuto.com, shop over 6,000.
All right, 30 seconds.
At Quality Care, the Nature Care Company, we never stop caring about your landscape. Winter dormancy is just another stage in the life cycles of our trees and shrubs when we have the opportunity to prepare them for healthy lifetimes through selective pruning. In the winter, we can see weak and damaged areas that could be vulnerable to wind and heavy snowfall. We can prune young...
All right, 10 seconds.
...framework as they'll grow with the structure we helped develop early on. Shape up your trees this winter with Quality Care, the Nature Care Company. Since 1980, quality work done with care.
.426 left to go in the third quarter. We welcome you back courtside at the Cedar Park Center. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. 21st ranked Iowa 47. 23rd ranked George Washington 40.
Hawkeye Women's Basketball brought to you by Quality Care. Save time and money with Quality Care's total landscape maintenance. Our professionals have over a century of combined experience making commercial, residential, and institutional properties look great, on time, and on budget. We'd love to do the same for you. Visit us at qualityclear.com.
I use them. All right, here we go. Long three off the mark, but rebounded, and it kicks out to Chase. Hawks will have to play another 30 seconds of defense. Is checking into the ball game. Number 25, Kelly Prangy. Loose ball. Tap dancing the wire on the end line in front of the GW bench. Allie Disterhoff wasn't able to. She's got to be careful. She is giving the official the what for right now. And Disterhoff deflects the interior pass to Washington. She picks it up, though. Back out to Chase. Cummings beyond the arc. Gustafson in. And the Hawks in a 2-3. Chase swings it left side. Schleibly. Chase working against Tania Davis. Wow, running one-hander off the square is good. That's her first, check that, second basket of the game. First of the second half. 47-42, Iowa's lead cut to 5. Disterhoff. Keeping her dribble top of the key. Swings it left side, give and go. Kostanek tried to force it back down to her. Cummings knocks it away and then throws it off of Disterhoff. Hawks will have to get back and play defense. George Washington starting to make a little bit of a run here, Catherine.
See, Iowa really needs to take care of the ball off of that being their 13th turnover of those. And that's really what's making the difference right now.
We have an official's whistle here. Do we have a clock issue?
Dub has scored 14 points.
Are they resetting the scoreboard? I have no idea. Davis out, Jennings in. The Hawks will take advantage of the stoppage of play. It's a sub. Chase picked up by Jennings. Cummings, bullet pass, right baseline to Jones, and Gustafson was late to rotate over and fouled her. Her second, and immediately Chase Coley is off the bench. She's going to check in for the freshman, is just shaking her head.
It's hard as a freshman in these kinds of moments. You get frustrated with yourself, and every time you back in, you start to overthink things a little bit.
Washington, point blank misses. Moens had it. It was stripped, but Kostanek picks it up. Cross-court pass to Disterhoff. Beyond the pro arc. She's yet to use her dribble. Kostanek comes over, and we got a whistle away from the ball. Is it going against Chase? Looks like it is. Yep, Lauren Chase picks up her second team foul. 3 minutes left to go. Another hand check, and just like that, Chase has picked up 2 quickies. That's her third.
It's good for Iowa.
Yep. You got a sub here, don't you? You just anticipate she'll play smart ball. Moens lobs it to Kostanek, top of the key, 3 on the way, in and out. Washington with a strong two-handed board. Quick outlet to Chase. Taking Jennings down the near side. Moens almost stripped her. Chase has picked up her dribble. Cummings back to Chase. She'll dribble out in between the rings. 2:44 left to go, third quarter. Iowa 47, George Washington 42. Washington was coming up to set a screen. Jennings cuts underneath it. Chase goes baseline, leaves it short.
Nice recognition by Iowa. That was a play they had scouted, and George Washington went away from it as Iowa players were yelling out. They knew exactly what was coming.
Coley top of the key. Disterhoff crosses over, going to take Washington in. She's fouled. Kyra Washington with her first. However, 4th team foul. This is going to be 2 shots. Is that her third?
I believe so.
Let's double check. 2 shots coming for Disterhoff here. It is. As Disterhoff drains the first free throw. Washington will have a seat. Actually, I think that might be her 4th, Catherine, because I'm looking at this box score at the 7.5-minute mark, and it had her for player fouls. Nope, it's her 3rd. As Disterhoff drains her 2nd. Folks, we don't have the benefit of a player scoreboard here, so we're kind of keeping them. We don't even have a stat monitor. So basically, I am now ceding all authority to you, Catherine Reynolds, as the pass goes right over Nick Dorman, who didn't even make an attempt at it, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. You gave it the old secondary try there. You threw the headsets off, stood up like you were going to do it, and then Carly Moans came over and got it. So.
Moans beat me to it.
Moans has the ball down the right side of the lane, all the way in and around Jones for her first basket of the game. Looking up for Proud Papa in the stands here.
Like to see Moans aggressive on that take.
Yep. 51-42, Hawks back up by 9. Branshaw, pump fake, now dribbles back in between the rings. Jennings stays on her. Shively, near side, Cummings stops and pops from 14, leaves it short left baseline. Coley with another board.
George Washington just doesn't seem as comfortable in their offense without Chase out there running it.
No. Kostanek being picked up right now by Shively. Drives down the right side, dishes off. Moans, dribble penetration. Kostanek for 3. It's short, and it's going to kick out into the near corner. 1:08 left to go, 3rd quarter.
Kostanek has been hot, but you don't love that shot selection right there with the hand in the face, 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Substitution, Chandler will check in for George Washington. Prangy will check out, so they go smaller here.
Iowa kept the ball on one side of the floor that entire possession. Want to make the GW defense work, get some reversals in there.
Branshaw, are they out in the buzz here?
They are.
Iowa's come out in the buzz. They go down low to Jones, and there's that gap. They actually found it, and Jones with 2 off the square. That's her first basket of the second half. 51-44. 45 seconds left to go in the quarter, 25 to shoot. Coley posting up against Jones. Jennings can't find her. Moans pops out top of the key. They run Jennings through, nothing doing. Moans on the floor, down low to Coley. Leans in, lots of contact, no call. Moans had it, lost it. Rebound pulled down by Chandler. Basically about a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here in the 3rd quarter. 24 to shoot. Branshaw, far quarter to Chandler. Kostanek will lay off of her. They're going to let some seconds tick off the clock and in effect go for the final shot of the quarter. Branshaw, about 30 feet out. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 6 seconds. Jones, pump fake, going to try and bat. Well, fades way away over Disterhoff, no good, and the buzzer sounds. All of that, not the shot I'm going to guess George Washington wanted with 25 seconds left to go, and Iowa won't look a gift horse in the mouth as the 21st ranked Hawkeyes lead the 23rd ranked Colonials 51-44. The last 12 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. We're back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Honey?
All right, you clear?
Do we have an entire cupboard full of Hy-Vee green bean?
Yes, it is.
Okay, every one of those cans could mean $100.
Really?
Yep. It's the Hy-Vee Brands for Grants giveaway. I entered online, and if they draw our name, we could win $100 for every Hy-Vee brand product we have. We could win up to $8,500.
Got it. And I guess that explains why the guest room's full of Hy-Vee paper towels?
Yep.
Enter online today at Hy-Vee.com for a chance to win in the Hy-Vee Brands for Grants giveaway. Some restrictions apply.
Let's see here.
Hey Hawk fans, the next time you're visiting Eastern Iowa, be sure to check out the official local business partners of the Hawkeyes. Bachmeyer Carpet One, the one store for your perfect floor and more. Jill Armstrong Realty, area's premier realtor, and the Carolina Espinosa State Farm Agency, a one-stop shop for all your insurance and financial service needs. Contact us today at 319-337-7000 or visit us at carolinaespinosa.com.
All right, 30 seconds.
Thank you.
I'm Pat Hy-Vee, Executive Director of Oak Knoll Retirement Residence. If you want to be at Oak Knoll, and have always planned to be at Oak Knoll, don't miss your opportunity to join our community in 2015. While we do have a waiting list, we currently have apartments available. So give yourself and your children the gift of life care.
This is a sweet little arena.
All right, 10 seconds.
Cool. Call me today at 351-1720 or visit our website, oakknoll.com, and come home to Oak Knoll in 2015.
Box scores just being handed to us as we have the final 10 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. Welcome back to the Cedar Park Center. Brent Balbinot alongside Catherine Reynolds. Second round of the Lonestar Showcase. 21st ranked Iowa 51, 23rd ranked George Washington 44.
Hawkeye women's basketball brought to you by Bud Light, who remind fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Wise decision. Tell you what, this is the venue or the arena for the San Antonio Spurs Developmental League team. Catherine, you and I were talking about it. I'm going to guess probably seats maybe 8,000 or 9,000, but it is a really nice venue. Fantastic.
Also a home to a hockey team as well.
Catherine, of course, complaining yesterday during the game, saying it was too chilly, so she has layered up. And
there is ice under my feet.
Yes.
So I think it's valid.
GW working the other way. Catherine brought her skates, but said that they would not pull up the parquet to allow her to go ahead and get some ice time in today. 3-ball. Yep. That is good. Charlie has just been wearing them out. Yep. Coley down low. And loose ball. Nobody's going for it. It's finally picked up by Cranshaw. And here comes Chase, despite foul trouble, has scored every point so far here to start the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden, Iowa's lead cut to 2 at 51-49. Jennings swings it, left wing. Disterhoff coming off a Peschel screen, joined by Kostanek, Jennings, and Coley. Peschel. Dribble penetrates to the free throw line, kicks it back to Disterhoff. 10 to shoot. They got to get something moving. They've opened up the middle of the lane. Disterhoff drives left baseline. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Jennings forces a prayer, misses everything, and Jones with the rebound.
Hawkeyes tried to get a good shot there, but the George Washington defense was extremely solid. The lanes really weren't open for them.
Washington puts up a 17-footer, and we got an offensive foul coming over the back of Peschel by Jones.
And good thing, because that would have been the 4th on Peschel had they called that the other way.
On the flip side, that is just the 1st for Jones.
ID.
Before we resume play, we'll step out 10 seconds to allow our network affiliates time for ID. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back.
Ball movement. Peschel puts up a 3 off the mark. Jones with the board, hits the deck. It is getting very physical right now. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go. Chase with a running one-hander. She has scored every point for the Colonials to start the fourth quarter, and we're now tied at 51. Hawks yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Peschel on the floor, takes Washington in, was stripped out of bounds off of Washington. 14 to shoot. Hawks will inbound on the baseline.
Here's where Iowa can get a little huddle, take a collective deep breath as a group, and regroup. They're fine. It's a tie game, but there's a lot of time left.
Got to get a good look here. Disterhoff inbounding on the baseline. They're putting nobody on her. They're going to lob it out to Kostanek with 12 to shoot. Off a Coley screen. She slips. Coley goes down low. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul on Coley. Cummings got back, hit the deck. It's a good idea.
That's good defense by Cummings. She saw that there was no one left and Coley would be able to score over her, so she camped out in the lane. Coley didn't see her coming and took a nice charge.
So the Hawks back on defense. Iowa has not trailed in the second half, but this game is tied right now. Working her way around, Aaliyah Brown has checked in the ball game. Washington beyond the arc left corner. Cummings. Jones is really trying to get big with Coley on her hip. Hawks still trying to pack in this 2-3 zone. Brown pops out top of the key with 7 to shoot. Chase finds her. 4, 3. Bullet pass to Cummings at the elbow off the heel of the iron. Oh, the shot clock should have reset. The buzzer sounded. Everybody stopped. Do we have a whistle and a foul? What do we got going here? What was the call? I think it was an inadvertent whistle or an inadvertent buzzer, don't you?
I think so. I think the shot clock went off. It was not actually a shot clock violation.
Nope. So a fresh shot clock, and GW will inbound on the baseline as Buttonham will check in for Kostanek. Chase. Bounce pass to Jones. They'll swing it near side. Brown spots up for 3. It's short. Loose ball. Brown follows her shot. Oh, and Callie Peschel took a shot to the face. She's trying to stay with it. No blood, it apparently seems, but her eyes are watering up.
See Moans coming to the table for her.
Yep. As Washington in the low blocks, turnaround jumper is good, and that is the first lead of the second half for the Colonials. Peschel. Timeout being called by Iowa. And Moans will check in. And Peschel is going to take a seat. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one with him. 6:28 left to go in the ball game, and Lisa Bluter is giving it to the officials right now. George Washington 53, Iowa 51. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Hoops from Learfield Sports.
Man, our offense.
That's clear on last break.
Thank you.
Those guys up. Boom. Nails a 3. We could go all the way this year. That's what I'm saying. Wait, what? This was our first game in your new Nissan. That's it. I'm driving it every game. Woohoo!
Shop ChooseNissan.com for great offers on our exciting lineup and discover a better way to game day.
Away game next week. Road trip.
Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Go Hawks.
All right, 30 seconds.
When you wake up in the morning, we're there. When you get ready for the day, we're there. Even when you cook a meal, we're there. For all the things you need to live your life.
Oh, boy.
When you're busy at work, relaxing at home, or hey.
All right, 10 seconds.
Thank you.
We're there, connecting you to what's important. Alliant Energy. Visit us online at AlliantEnergy.com.
Back at the Cedar Park Center, Callie Peschel is sitting right now and being tended to. But she took a shot to the nose, and I think she's still, her eyes are kind of watering up on her right now. Carly Moans is checking in. The managers are now getting a towel, and I'm not sure that this is, well, we'll wait and see. We're not going to speculate here, but as it stands, Callie Peschel is coming out of this ball game. 53-51. Lisa Bluter was given the what for to one of the officials, wanting a foul, as this marks the first lead in the second half for George Washington. Hawkeye Women's Basketball brought to you by the home of the Hawkeye Radio Network crew, the Homewood Suites in Coralville's beautiful Iowa River Landing. Let the staff at the award-winning Homewood Suites by Hilton be your home away from home the next time you visit Iowa City, just off Interstate 80 and minutes from campus. Second half, Iowa 6 of 15 from the floor for 40%, just one three-pointer in 6 attempts, 3 of 4 conversely. GW 9 of 24, 1 for 4, 2 for 3, and the Hawks turn it over.
It's the 16th turnover of the game for the Hawks.
Just sloppy, and they're getting killed on the boards, out-rebounded 37 to 24. And we're going to have a foul on Allie Disterhoff out in between the circles.
Here's where that game yesterday against Wright State that got a little bit close, and the Hawkeyes had to stay persistent and stick with it throughout the game. That's where those learning lessons come into play. Hawks need to be persistent here, stay together.
Chase inbounds. They get it back to her. Now Chandler, low blocks. Washington, drop step in the paint, hits the baby hook shot. Hawks have yet to score here in the fourth quarter.
Their shooting percentages have gone down quite a bit since halftime. They were shooting 50% from 3 at half.
Boy, yep. Buttonham threw up a forearm right in the chops of Brown. That happened right in front of Stacy Blow, the official, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Well, you're still within arm's reach right now at 55-51. But Iowa just ice cold to start the fourth quarter here. Moans is actually on Jones. Coley is on Washington. Beyond the arc, Brown. Chandler pops out in between the circles, directing traffic. Chandler with 7 to shoot, drives in, tries an ill-advised pass down low. It was kicked. The shot clock did not reset. Will they get it off? A prayer by Chandler. Banks in! Oh, my goodness. It was a hook shot from about 18 feet out.
Those plays can be deflating for a defense. You play good defense for 30 seconds and a prayer like that goes in.
57-51. Iowa has got to score this trip down the court. We're now halfway through the fourth quarter. They have yet to put a point on the board.
I think Iowa may look to go to a set play here just to try to get a specific look.
Brown out for George Washington. Same with Buttonham as Kostanek checks in. 15 to shoot. Jennings working against Chase. Baseline kicks out up top. Kostanek for 3. In and out. Rebound. Moans hustling for it. Dives out of bounds. Nobody else is going for it. Iowa just kind of standing around. Cummings beyond the arc left wing. Chase picks up her dribble. Washington high blocks. Cummings. Kostanek lays off of her. 15 to shoot. Jones 360 spin. Elevates over Coley. Got it. This is unbelievable.
She plays like a guard. Jones can get down low, but she's almost more effective when she's out in both the mid-range and the three-point game. That's why you're seeing some of the smaller Hawkeye guards guarding her rather than Coley, because she is just so agile.
George Washington has outscored Iowa 15-0 so far in the fourth quarter as Disterhoff drives in, and finally a foul. This one's going against Chandler, her third. Are they going to call that on the floor? Or are they going to call that shooting? Disterhoff's at the line. That's team foul number 3, I believe, for George Washington. Disterhoff at the line. Wow, Iowa had a 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter. They're now down by 6. Disterhoff spins the ball in her hand, releases, got it. Right, I guess they counted that.
They did, okay. Yes. There was a 3-point play. Maybe could have been called on the floor, but they gave her the
basket, and now the free throw. First points of the fourth quarter for the Hawks that are within 5 at 59-54. Washington, low blocks, turns around, 7-footer good.
Washington has come alive here in this fourth quarter.
61-54, 3:44 left to go in the ball game. Jennings wanted a screen instead. Now she gets it to Moans. Bounce pass, Disterhoff into the paint. Coley, 8-footer, got it, and she's fouled. Why in the world, if you're Jones, would you foul that far away from the basket?
She's not liking that call. But I think she's just frustrated with herself. She knows that's not a smart foul.
Coley at the charity stripe. She is a 75% free throw shooter. This is only her 5th on the season.
If the Hawkeyes can keep making free throws, it will keep them in this game.
She just does. Back-to-back 3-point plays, and the Hawks are to within 4 at 61-57. 3.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Chase to Chandler. Right wing Cummings. Right corner, Jones runs right over Moans. That's a charge! And that's her third. Great defensive hustle and positioning by Moans.
Great positioning by Moans. She got on the backside rotation and was just waiting for Jones.
Well, a chance to pull to within 2 or possibly even 1 with a 3-pointer.
See Moans really learning a lot from her freshman to her sophomore year to be there for that rotation.
Disterhoff almost loses the ball out near the timeline. Chandler picking her up. Moans working against Washington. Dishes off to Coley beyond the arc left wing. She's picked up her dribble. Whoa, dangerous pass. Jennings into the paint. Went up and she's fouled. If that's Chase, that's her 4th. It is. And Jennings to the stripe. That is exactly what Iowa needed with the clock stopped, Catherine, a chance to pick up a couple points.
As quick as Chase is on defense, Jennings is just as quick on offense. She pulled up unstopped on a dime, and Chase just couldn't keep up and resulted in that foul.
Jennings now 8 out of 12, but misses her second. So the score remains 61-58. Here comes Chase crossing half court. Jennings on her. Spin move gets Beyer. Elevates at the free throw line and banks it in.
It's a fun matchup to watch. Those two are both just lightning.
63-58. We've hit crunch time with 2:40 left to go in the ball game. Iowa trailing by 5. Moans, Kostanek, high blocks Coley. They cut her through. Moans, they swing it to Disterhoff. Hand in her face by Cunningham. And Disterhoff separated from the ball, low blocks, but Jennings swats the outlet away. Kostanek, they had numbers. Oh my goodness, Disterhoff from beyond the pro arc, no good. And Disterhoff took a shot. Is it to the face or the chin? Washington goes over and asks her if she is okay. And they're going to call a foul on Iowa.
Jennings getting a hand on that pass in transition stopped what would probably have been a layup in transition, so that was great defense.
2 shots coming for Jonquel Jones. Clock stopped with 2:12 left to go in the ball game.
Peschel's at the scorer's table to check back in. That's good to see.
Jones' first free throw barely catches iron. Jonquel Jones, a 75% free throw shooter as Moans checks out. Peschel in.
It's a nice performance by Moans, but since Peschel's okay, that's probably who you want out there right now with some senior leadership.
Jones misses both. Coley with the board, but the Hawks have to move. Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. Disterhoff trying to test the waters, left baseline cut up by Washington. Peschel. Disterhoff back beyond the pro arc left wing. 18 to shoot. They're not really moving any offense right now. Disterhoff coming off a Peschel screen. Jennings, right wing, the corner. Coley down low, kicked it back out to Kostanek, and it goes through her fingertips.
Here in these late minutes, George Washington has switched to a little bit of a 2-3 matchup zone that I think has the Hawkeyes a little bit unsure what to run on offense.
Score remains 63-58. Jennings tries to cut through a tough screen by Jones. They got to play defense, and they got to get a stop here. A minute 40 left to go in the ball game. Disterhoff almost knocked it away from Chandler. Crosses over. Falling down. Jennings had a steal. Chase just reached in, and she's fouled out. That's her 5th.
Disterhoff caused that. She was putting a lot of pressure on the ball handler, Chandler, and she didn't like it. She tried to get rid of the ball, and that led to the steal by Jennings and the eventual foul by Chase.
A minute 33 left to go in the game. The Colonial starting point guard has just fouled out, and more importantly, Catherine, the clock stops, and they'll head to the other end of the arena. Jennings will get a pair of free throws. And who are they going to sub in? Cranshaw. And you made the point back in the third quarter, GW's offense did not run nearly as effective with Chase was sitting on the bench with foul trouble.
Not only that, but it takes probably their best defender out of the game too.
Jennings hits her first free throw attempt. This to pull to within 3.
Hawkeye free throws have become extremely important here as the game winds down.
Second is up. Got them both. And I wasn't sure if the Hawks might pick up at half court. It looks like they are. Kostanek and Jennings waiting for Cranshaw. They're going to come up and trap, and the ball goes through Jones' hands. It's tapped. Can somebody track it down? No, it'll be Hawkeye basketball. Jones with a show of anger at herself, and I'm not sure her head's in the game right now.
That wasn't necessarily her fault either. The pass was airmailed, even for her long outstretched arms.
Jennings across half court, finds Disterhoff. Peschel in between the rings, working against Washington, tries to back her down. Up and under move, fades away. She's fouled. She'll head to the line. Is that Jones or Washington? It'll be Washington. And that's her 4th. Boy, who would have thought, up 51-44 to start the 4th, that Iowa would be down, and now all of a sudden scrapping to pull back to within 1. Peschel 4 points on the day, make it 5. Those are her first here in the second half.
Said it a few times, but it's really the fouls have changed the dynamic of the game.
She's got them both. And Iowa back to within a point at 63-62, 1:09 left to go in the game. And Kostanek and Jennings coming up to trap Cranshaw before she gets to half court. Pass deflected. Coley back to Cranshaw. They just did beat the 10-second mark there. And we're going to have a timeout by George Washington. We'll keep it here. Hawkeye Women's Hoops brought to you by Monica's Restaurant. Fans join Coach Bluter and myself for Hawk Talk throughout the season at Monica's in Coralville. Every week we'll enjoy American favorites, Italian specialties, and brick oven pizza. So stop out to see us. 6 o'clock. Our first show will be Monday night, this Monday night. And then all season long at Monica's on the Coralville Strip. Monica's voted the 2015 Best Family Restaurant in the Iowa City, Coralville area. Buzzer sounds. All right, if you're Iowa here and 18 seconds left on the shot clock, under a minute left to go on the game clock at 57.3, you just need to play strong defense here, don't you?
Keep the ball pressure up, and if they do get a shot, box out and get the rebound. Don't allow a quick second chance opportunity after the shot. Their ball pressure has really made George Washington uncomfortable here at the end of this fourth quarter.
Well, again, Lauren Chase, the starting point guard for the Colonials, has fouled out. And they don't quite have the same ball handler on the floor right now. As Cranshaw, Jennings fouls Cranshaw from behind. She was trying to swat the ball. Witt just bailed her out. That is team foul number 5, so she'll shoot 2 free throws. It's Witt's third foul. Cranshaw with 1 3-ball on the day. That came back in the second quarter. From the line, she is a 50% free throw shooter. This is only her 3rd attempt on the season. She's got it.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of George Washington pressure here, although without Chase in the game, who knows if they'll want to pick up full court.
Without Chase or Brown in the game, their 2 quickest guards. Cranshaw's second is up. She missed. Coley's got it. It's a 2-point game. 52 seconds left to go. Iowa trailing George Washington 64-62. Jennings off a Coley screen. They switch over. She decided not to take it to the iron. Kostanek crosses over. Kicks it off. Right baseline. Coley. Whoa, dangerous skip pass. Deflected. Disterhoff has it. 10 seconds. Hawks are going to have to run some kind of set play here. Coley coming up with 6. Jennings. Coley slips. 18-footer. Got it! We're tied at 64. And she didn't even really set much of a screen. Jennings rejected it. But Coley slipped, the defense rotated over, and she didn't hesitate, Catherine.
She didn't. Jennings did a little bounce dribble off of that screen because Jones was coming out on her. It left Coley by herself, and Coley has all the confidence in the world right now.
Wow. Just wow. 15 points for Chase Coley, 10 of them in the second half. That off a 16-point performance Sunday against Northern Iowa, a 22-point performance. Wait a minute, that was 22 was Kostanek. She had 22 yesterday. Kostanek had 18. The numbers fly so fast here. We might as well create a new position.
You're starting to see a pretty nice dynamic duo with Whitney Jennings and Chase Coley setting a lot of those high ball screens. Jennings has great recognition coming off of the screens, and Coley is just confident to knock down those shots once she draws the defense. Shot clock
is off. 25 and a half seconds left to go in the game. And if you're Iowa, just play good defense here. You do not want to foul. Cranshaw up the near side. Kostanek staying with her. She's about to be double teamed. She was about to dribble right into Whit Jennings. They're not running any offense right now. Jones pops out top of the key.
They want the last shot.
They do, but they're really being dogged out basically in between the rings. She's picked up her dribble. Ball is loose. Shively picks it up, falls down. It's loose. There's a scrum in the middle of the paint. Jennings has it with 2 seconds. Timeout Iowa. Now we got to check the clock. I'm not so sure that the clock ran another second off before the whistle or after the whistle sounded. And the officials are getting together here. Catherine, I would not be surprised, although we'll wait and see if they do reset the clock. But as I heard the whistle and saw at least 1 second, it seemed like tick off the clock. We'll wait and see if they do adjust it.
The other good thing about calling that timeout with the rule change is the ball will be advanced up the court.
Very true. So the Hawks will inbound from half court. We'll see what they do. They're going to go to the monitor here. At the very least, it'll be 1.3 seconds. I'll be surprised if it's not closer to 2 or maybe a little over, but we'll wait and see. Regardless, what are you drawing up right now in that Iowa huddle if you're Coach Bluter?
I'm a big believer in going with the hot hand, so I think you're either going to go with one of your guns like Disterhoff, or you're going to get the ball to Coley. Although with this little amount of time on the clock, you may just need to give it to your point guard Jennings and let her go.
It's almost got to be a catch and shoot regardless, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be quick.
Which means if you're setting a screen, you got to set one good. If you're using a screen, you've got to bust your teammate's hip. We'll wait and see. The officials, in the meantime, are still at the scorer's table. Well, Iowa jumped out to a huge lead yesterday and then hung on to beat Wright State. They jumped out to as much as a 7-point lead today, but we're tied at 64. White knuckle rides seemingly the status quo here at the Lone Star Showcase. Tell you what, George Washington got a push yesterday from Houston, though. That was not a blowout win.
Yeah, they were up by 26 points with about 5 minutes left in their game yesterday against Houston. Ended up only winning by 4.
Yep.
So what you're seeing is a lot of teams that don't give up.
Well, still a conference at the scorer's table.
You have to think they'll add a little time.
Certainly would think so. Right now, 2 seconds. 2.3. I'm trying to get Danny. Well, we're going to go, 2.3 seconds, all right? So a little bit more, basically now 2.1, okay?
Coach Bluter always in practice says that everything you do is going to take 1 second. So a dribble or a pass, it's going to take 1 second. So she's going to want pretty much none of that. Get the ball in bounds, get a shot up.
All right, we'll see what the Hawks draw up here. If they cannot hit, we're looking at overtime. 64-64. Buzzer sounds. Your Hawkeye 5 are Jennings, Kostanek, Disterhoff, Coley, and Peschel. They will inbound on the far side in front of their own bench. Coley in the high blocks right now. Peschel top of the key. Whistle sounds. Disterhoff has the ball. They wrap around. Kostanek pops out. One dribble, puts up a shot. We're going to overtime. What's happening here? Coach Jonathan Sippis was coming on the court saying the game's over.
I think they're looking for a foul to be called that would send Iowa to the free throw line.
That's not going to happen. The officials, well, they're going to go to the monitor again. I guess I will stop. I've been doing this long enough to never go ahead and make a call as a precursor. Are they looking for a you can't review a foul here, right? It's got to be a clock issue.
Either way, if it does go to overtime, I think I like Iowa right now.
Absolutely.
They have a lot of momentum. The bench is excited. The players are excited. On the other hand, George Washington, they seem a little bit back on their heels without their point guard. They didn't have a great end of the fourth quarter, so overtime, I think, works to Iowa's advantage right now.
Coach Sippis was talking things over with, I believe it was Jace Cody, one of the officials. He's standing at half court. We're going to have overtime here. I'm not quite sure what the argument is. You're not going to review a foul at the scorer's table, so the only thing that I'm guessing they could be looking at is whether there's actually any time left on the clock. But if there would be, it would be a fraction of a second, not enough to even catch and shoot. It would be a tip situation if it's under 0.5 seconds. So your guess is as good as mine. But what it does allow is both teams a chance to catch a little bit of a breather. Well, the Hawkeye faithful that have made the trip, and I'm guessing there's probably about 30, maybe 40 of them, by far and away. Although GW has, what, I'm going to guess about 15 to 20 on their end. Not sure how far Houston is from here. They had a little bit of a crowd earlier today.
Few Houston natives on the George Washington roster as well.
Well, regardless of what the outcome today is, we will be back on the air tomorrow as Iowa and Houston will play in the first game of the third and final day of the Lone Star Showcase. The question is, will Iowa be 2-0 or 1-1 going into that third game? They'll have a couple days off before hopping on a plane Tuesday night, then to head out to Charlottesville, Virginia. It'll be the Big Ten ACC Challenge. This is going to be a well-traveled group over the next 2 weeks.
Talk about well-traveled. The George Washington team right now is on a 10-day road trip. They were in California to play Stanford and Fresno State on Saturday and Monday, and then they came here to Austin. So that's quite the road trip.
Well, whatever they are debating at the monitor continues. Now they're calling over Jace Cootie. Any idea what this could be about?
I really think that Iowa was looking for a foul away from the ball on that last possession, but I'm not quite sure what they're reviewing. It must be the clock issue.
It's got to be, because the only thing you can go to the monitors for, unless there's been a change to the manual, is clock or flagrant/intentional fouls.
Well, if it was away from the ball, maybe that's what it was. I'm really not sure.
And we don't know. But they are continuing to scour the video monitor. And both sets of coaches, now both sets of players, they just want to play ball. So regardless of who it benefits, I think what you're looking at are two anxious sets of players, or rosters I should say, that would just as soon have 5 minutes put up on the scoreboard here, and let's finish this one up. Associate coach Jan Jensen has come over to half court to try and get some clarification, and she's being told to back up now. So she kills him with kindness and just smiles.
Always. It's Coach Jensen's style.
Yep.
Kill him with kindness.
Well, we can tell you from Lincoln, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Iowa has just broken the scoreboard first. So the Hawks on top of the Cornhuskers, 7-0 in the first half. Well, all three officials are now at half court. We had two at the monitor. Both sets of coaches are being called in now. So Coach Sippis from George Washington, Coach Bluter from Iowa. It's a low-key conversation. I think they're trying to argue whether or not there was a foul. Are you kidding me? All right, whatever it was, it is now being called official, and 5 minutes are put up on the scoreboard clock here. So we'll have bonus ball. Well, from a player's standpoint, Catherine, does that kind of take you out of rhythm, or did you enjoy the extra breather in the huddle?
Well, watching Iowa versus George Washington during that break, Iowa is just a lot more loose right now. They feel good about where they are. They stood up to the run that George Washington made, and now you're feeling good going into overtime. You're excited to get 5 more minutes, and you know they don't have their point guard out there. She's fouled out. Iowa's just excited for overtime. They have the momentum going into this.
5 minutes up on the clock. We'll play some bonus ball. Your Hawkeye 5 that will take the floor will be Jennings, Kostanek, Disserhoff, Peschel, and Coley. Now don't forget, the starting point guard for the Colonials has fouled out. Lauren Chase fouled out late in the fourth quarter. So they will go with Schleibly, Cranshaw, who's now at the point, Cummings, Washington, and Jones. And Washington wins the tip. They'll move from right to left. Cranshaw finds Schleibly. She has been dangerous from beyond the arc. Cranshaw signaling the play. Cummings, one dribble. Schleibly now top of the key. Fade away, 15-footer no good. Coley doing battle. Schleibly though from her knees. It should be a jump ball, and the arrow points Iowa's way. Good to stay with it.
They're doing a nice job with the scouting report on defense right now. Iowa, that was a set play that George Washington ran, and Iowa knew exactly what was coming and got rid of it.
Hawks with the ball, trying to break a 64-64 deadlock. Disterhoff beyond the arc, left wing to Jennings. Kostanek pops out left corner. Now puts it on the floor, drives hard to the iron, leaves it just a bit short, and Jones comes down with it. The outlet to Cranshaw. She'll slow it down as she crosses half court. Who's missing a shoe? One of GW's players, it's going to be Schleibly, has lost her shoe. She's trying to get it back on. Cranshaw swings it to Cummings beyond the arc left wing. Bounce pass, low post. Washington leans in, leaves the hook shot short. Coley makes sure it's one and done.
Washington fades away from the contact a lot of the time when she goes in. If she would just go into the post defense, I think she would score a little bit more.
Disterhoff dribbles in off a Coley screen and drains an 18-footer. Hawks take the lead in overtime. Jones, high block, so she got away with an extra half step. Leans in, sends Coley to the turf, misses the shot. Loose ball, Coley gets up and picks it up. And
here's where Iowa can be patient. You got 5 minutes of overtime, use your clock. Be aggressive, but use your clock.
Coley fouled from behind by Jones. They tried to go in the high blocks, and Jones showing some emotion now. That's her fourth foul. Team foul number 6, and Coley's going to head to the stripe. Chase Coley, 2 for 3 from the free throw line this afternoon. First is up, first is good. Well, I'm being told that review at the end of regulation was whether or not Kostanek got the shot off in time. It wouldn't have made a difference because she missed. So I'm not quite sure the explanation that was just given to me makes any sense. As driving in, left baseline, Cummings misses, but we have a foul.
Disterhoff really wasn't in position to take a charge on that.
No. That's her third. And at the line off her tiptoes, Cummings misses. I think she could tell from the very minute she let that go that it didn't have enough on it. Second is good. 67-65, Iowa with the lead and the ball. 2:48 left to go in overtime. Disterhoff, bounce past Jennings, tries to go down low to Coley. It's knocked out of bounds by Cranshaw.
Good unselfish offense from Iowa there, looking for the next extra pass. Kostanek was spotted up in the corner. Jennings just couldn't quite get it there.
Jennings will dribble out in between the rings, 15 to shoot. Disterhoff facing down a 2-3 zone. Bounce past Jennings far corner. She'll work it back out in between the circles. Pull a pass near side Disterhoff. They run Jennings through. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Special pump fake. Drives in from the free throw line. No good. Again, the shot clock buzzer goes off even though it caught iron with about 1 second. As Schleibly drives in. Fades away with a hook shot. No good. Washington tries to throw it off. Jennings, she cannot. Peschel sets a huge screen on Cranshaw. Just levels her.
Nice screen, Peschel.
Coley, right baseline. Drives in against Jones, leans in, it's hanging on the rim, no good. Boy, just teased there for a couple seconds. Here comes Cranshaw. Down the right side of the lane, falls down, stolen away by Jennings. Jennings has it stripped as Peschel hits the deck. Time to slow things down. A minute 40 left to go in overtime. Iowa needs a good look here. Jennings, boy, he's trying that pass up high, and it's cheap foul Cranshaw going for the ball. And Witt's talking to herself.
Just trying to go for the ball and threw that elbow out there. It was a good call by the official.
Cranshaw has hit the deck basically in 4 straight trips, both at the offensive and now defensive ends, and she is really gimpy.
Overtime has been pretty sloppy both ways. Neither team has really gotten into a flow since overtime started.
Scheibele with 8 points, but this is her first trip to the charity stripe. Scheibele, just 1 of 2 from the free throw line this season. Well, now we have another discussion at the scorers table. Not quite sure what this is about. I'm now getting clarification. And we'll wrap it because it's immaterial now. But the review at the end of regulation was whether or not her hand went up before or after the whistle. So I'm assuming Iowa thought Kostanek was fouled before time officially expired. All right.
It's a moot point now.
It really is.
Iowa needs to box out at the free throw line. Some of the missed free throws from George Washington have not been recovered by Iowa. So if she does miss here, Iowa needs to get the rebound.
Scheibele at the line, as we mentioned, 1 of 2 on the season. 2 of 3 now. And this to tie it. Couple of bounces, taking her time. This one, boy, that was a low line drive, but it clears. 67-67, a minute 30 left to go in overtime. Jennings, left wing, Disterhoff. High blocks Peschel. They reverse it back out to Jennings. Thought about a 3. Kostanek will launch from the top of the key. Bricks off the side of the glass. Rebounded by Jones, outlet Cranshaw. Here comes Scheibele. Trying to take Kostanek, hitting a trailing Washington. Far side coming, she'll back it out. Cranshaw reverses it near side. Scheibele for 3. It's short. Ball being batted around. Coley, boy, looked like a frog's tongue there. Just out, boom, right back into her midsection.
He was aggressive to the ball. See Iowa run a set play here.
Yep. Jennings off a Coley screen. She didn't want to take it in though. Kostanek beyond the arc, right wing. 12 to shoot. Cranshaw on Jennings. The reverse at far side, Disterhoff. Whoa, Witt might not have been ready. Bounce pass, right baseline. Coley drives in around Jones and lays it up and in.
Coley has just been extremely effective both off the bounce and on the jump shot. And I'm pretty sure she finished with her left hand there, even on the right side. The girl knows how to finish.
69-67. Hawks with the lead. 30 seconds left to go in overtime. Well, 21 versus 23. And it really can't get any much more. Can't get, with the exception of one basket, any more even than what we're seeing right now. This has been an absolutely fantastic ball game.
It's really exciting to see Coley having a coming out party here the last few games.
Iowa and Nebraska tied at 7-7 after Iowa fumbled on a kickoff. So I'm guessing that game, must be close to, if it's on a kickoff. I'm not quite sure how that would work unless that's the start of the second half. So, interesting. Hawkeye men play later on tonight, 6 o'clock, down in Orlando. Had Dayton where they wanted them, but couldn't finish them off. I'm not sure when wrestling's up next. I think that covers it for winter sports. Taken care of.
Swimming, gymnastics might have been in action.
Of course, we've got, let's see. No, I think that's it. Unless you'd like to start one and coach it.
Probably see George Washington run a set play here too when they come back out, which doesn't make Iowa too uncomfortable right now. Without their point guard out there, they've had a tough time getting into any kind of flow this entire overtime and at the closing out the fourth quarter.
Well, basically it's been a little bit of hodgepodge. When you've got Washington in the high blocks, you've got Jones off of offensive boards, you had Schleibly jack up a three. It doesn't look like they're going to any one particular player here.
Jones and Washington are both a safe bet down low.
Chase Coley's got herself another double-double. She'll take a win before she'd take that. Hawks back defensively. Jones posting up big. Cranshaw drives baseline. Cummings for three. In and out. Jones with the board and the putback.
She just had position. She was on the low block. All she had to do was reach up and bring the rebound down.
69-69. 13 seconds left to go. Jennings has her fade away from the right baseline, swatted away, and timeout being called by GW with 10 seconds left to go in overtime.
It's a tough shot for Jennings over the 6'5" Jones.
Well, with the timeout, they're going to be able to inbound from half court. 10 seconds, a lot of time to set up a play. You got to figure Washington or Jones will demand the basketball. At this point, you don't need a three. As a matter of fact, you don't need anything long distance. On the afternoon, Washington is 5 of 10. Jones 7 of 20. A lot of that coming off of garbage underneath. After that, Lauren Chase, who's sitting on the bench having fouled out, Hannah Schleibly, is 3 of 10.
Schleibly's a shooter. I mean, the numbers don't necessarily show it today, but she probably has a short memory and would be more than willing to throw one up there.
Cummings is 4 of 6, although she missed the shot that Jones got the offensive board the last trip down the court to tie the ball game up.
And the offensive rebound came back to get Iowa. That's what happens when you don't get a body on somebody. They get the second chance opportunity, an easy layup for Jones.
Well, going to be crucial for Iowa to box out here as well. You don't want the game winner to come with no time left on the clock on a garbage putback.
Exactly.
Schleibly will inbounds. Jones is actually popping out. Jennings is going to lay off of her. Now they're going to go post her up with 5 seconds. 4. Skip pass near side Cummings. Drives around Peschel. Gets a good look. Off the mark, and we're going to double overtime. She got a good look, but it didn't fall. Feast on that.
I don't think that was exactly the look George Washington was looking for, but time was winding down, and Cummings had to try to make something happen. Threw up kind of the one-handed floater. Iowa will take it.
So here we go again. Here's what you've got to wonder. With 4 fouls on both Washington and Jones, and we've played through a full overtime here, do you not want to post Coley up, get the ball down low, and take it at him? Not only see if you can pick up the foul and get to the line, but get them out of the ball game here in double overtime.
Definitely. Get the ball to Coley down low, get the ball to Disterhoff or Peschel, and attack the basket hard. Go straight at those girls, get them out of the game.
Iowa didn't seem to work the post a whole lot in the overtime. It was primarily around the perimeter. A little bit of dribble penetration.
Coley's been so good from distance that she's not spending a whole lot of time in the low block. think Iowa would like to see a little bit better shot selection for themselves in this double overtime.
Well, the possession arrow, if it comes to a jump ball, thank you, points to George Washington. Both teams scoring 5 points in the overtime. So here we go. It'll be Coley and Washington in the center circle. And Washington beats her. Colonials will have the ball moving right to left. Washington pops out top of the key. Schleiblich with Kostanek on her. Jones posting up. Peschel's actually on her. They've got Coley on Washington. Schleiblich drives baseline, runs into Kostanek. That's an offensive foul.
It's the second charge that Alexa Kostanek has taken today. It's a big-time play.
Schleiblich with her second foul. Hawks work from left to right in a 69-69 ball game. Jennings, right side, Kostanek. 2-3 zone right now. Peschel flashes high blocks, nothing doing. Perimeter passing right now, just not quite as sharp. Off a screen though, Jennings spots up off a great Peschel screen and drains a 15-footer.
It's a nice screen by Peschel and a really nice mid-range jump shot by Jennings.
Schleiblich crosses over into the paint, running one-hander. We're tied again. Boy, Iowa just not picking up the ball in transition. It's getting very deep. Peschel to Kostanek at the top of the key. Right corner. Disterhoff picks up her dribble. Peschel to Kostanek for three, left wing. Off the front of the iron. Disterhoff had it. Little love tap from behind. Kicks it back out to Jennings.
Great hustle by Disterhoff, keeping that play alive.
Coley kicks it out and they'll reset their offense. Disterhoff 27 feet out left wing. Peschel. I think she could take Cranshaw. She is not electing to do so. Kostanek to Disterhoff. Coley with the defense on her hip. They finally get it to her in the low blocks. Right back out to Peschel. Coley now pops short corner. Jennings with 10 to shoot. Kostanek pump fakes around Washington. Left baseline cut off. 6 to shoot. She has no idea. 4 seconds. She's going to throw up a prayer. Almost banked it in. Coley. She pulled back because she heard a buzzer. It's going to be Iowa basketball. This is the third time we've heard the shot clock buzzer sound after the ball has hit the rim.
With George Washington in this zone, Iowa needs to get the ball inside a little bit and allow for some inside-out looks. Every pass has been around the perimeter, and the defense just is moving side to side. Get the ball in and then out.
Disterhoff will inbound on the baseline. Coley takes it. Left wing, sizing up Jones. A little too much shake and bake, and she's stripped by Jones. She's going to slow it down. She almost fell over her own feet as she gets it to Cranshaw. Well, she's just kind of lazily working east-west right now against Jennings as the Hawks are in a jersey to jersey. And Jennings swats the ball away. She's got it. It's a 2-on-2. Up the court to Disterhoff. Daly will slow it down. They miss a trailing Coley. Top of the key, Kostanek. All day to shoot. Coley down low. Leans in against Washington. And Washington fouls her. And that should be her 5th.
That's what we wanted to see from Coley. Take it straight at Washington.
Yep, that's her 5th. She's done. Jones is one away from leaving.
Whitney Jennings is doing a great job on defense on Cranshaw. She doesn't like that pressure, and that's how that last turnover was created. Jennings has been all over her.
So GW will sub by bringing Chandler back in. Coley at the stripe. She is 4 for 5 from the line today. Trying to re-give the Hawks the lead. She does. 72-71. This to make it a basket lead. Got it. 2:33 left to go, and the Hawks, are they coming out buzzing? They were looking like they were going to trap.
Yes, they're in it.
Yep. Schleiblich Double teamed out in between the rings. She's going to dribble in. Skids on her knees, but kept her dribble. Kicks it to Cummings. Elevates from the baseline. Wow, over Peschel, a tough shot.
Cummings likes to take the big shots.
Jennings will cross half court. 73-73, coming up on 2 minutes left to go in double overtime.
Coley posting.
She wants it because Jones has 4 fouls herself. If they could get her out, what a huge difference that would make. Coley low blocks into the paint, kicks it back out. Disterhoff for 3 left wing, short. Cranshaw with the board. Cranshaw will back it out. Jennings coming out on her. Staying with her. Boy, again, no offense being run here. Cranshaw to Jones in the high blocks. Pump fake, up and under move, banks it home. And now the Colonials take their first lead in overtime, 75-73. A minute 18 left to go in the second extra period. Disterhoff, bounce past Jennings, a long 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Cummings. Hawks have to get back. Coming up on a minute left to go in double overtime. Jennings coming up on Cranshaw. She's going to back it up. In between the rings, Chandler. Scheibele. Peschel on her. Jones in the high blocks demanding the basketball. They don't get it to her. 8 to shoot. 6. Jones low post. Spins. Hook shot. Banks it over Coley. And now the Hawks in some trouble with 42 seconds left to go and down 77-73.
Jones is just really effective. She looked like a guard just then with the way she can handle the ball and did the nice little bank shot from about 12 feet. That was a nice play.
All right, 42 ticks left to go in double overtime. Do you post Coley up and let her work, or do you try something else if you're Iowa?
I think she's working hard to post, but I think you're also looking for a guard to attack the rim. You want a fairly quick score here because now that you're down by 2 scores in only 42 seconds left, you need to get one quick, get on defense, get a steal, get a stop, and get the ball back.
Well, hopefully on the end of an Iowa basket, you pretty much have to come out and press.
Yeah, on that last defensive possession, I thought the guards went a little bit away from the ball pressure they had been applying. Keep that up. They don't like it, especially Cranshaw.
Well, we'll see what Iowa's drawing up in the huddle right now. In overtime, and we don't have overtime stats other than points. And I'm not going to do the math right now because I have a cubic ton of paper sitting just to my right. Unless you know it off the top of your head. But I'm trying to think. 5 and 5. And 2 of those 5 points for Iowa came from the free throw line. You had Coley and Disterhoff. And 3 of the 5 points, likewise, for GW came from the charity stripe in overtime. Hawks trail by 2 possessions, 77-73. Buzzer sounds. We're waiting for it here. Boy, in overtime, Iowa 3 of 12. 0 for 4 from distance, 3 of 4 from the line. For GW, 5 of 12, 0 and 2, and 3 of 4.
Iowa's had a tough day from 3-point range.
The inbounds to Jennings. They got to move with 40 seconds left to go. Trailing by 4. Peschel high blocks. They'll swing it out. Jennings for 3. Off the heel of the iron. Peschel crowds in. And what's the call? We're going to have a foul on GW. It's going against Cummings.
Peschel made a great effort on that offensive rebound, led to that foul.
That is huge for Iowa to try and score with the clock stopped here with 32 and a half seconds left to go. Peschel's first is up. Good. Callie Peschel, an 89% free throw shooter. Second is up. Got them both.
She's another one that's consistently at the top of that ladder for free throw shooting that Coach Bluter uses at practice.
All right, you've got 32 and a half seconds left to go in double overtime. You're down by a basket, 77-75. You anticipate full court pressure here, correct, from Iowa? Or you want to pick them up at half court?
Well, I think they'll stick with something they're more comfortable with. I think they'll probably be at half court, maybe have the point guard picked up. But other than that, I think you want to stick with a defense that you're used to, but apply really good ball pressure, try to force them into something they don't want, and then box out.
Well, at what point do you have to foul? Because if you're going to play defense, you know the GW is not going to be in a rush to get a shot off. So at what point, if you don't get a steal, a turnover, or basically possession, do you have to go ahead and put them to the line?
I mean, I think as you get closer and closer to that, you want to give yourself enough time, so that's what's the key.
Schleibele will inbound on the far side. They'll go into the backcourt to Cummings. Kasonic's going to come up and pressure her, and they foul quickly. After just 5 seconds, the Colonials will go to the line. Chandler will get a pair.
I don't think that's a bad decision.
I don't either.
Slow the game down.
I think at this point you probably want to extend it.
Exactly.
Chandler to the charity stripe. She's got 2 points. This is her first trip to the line today. She is a 40, am I looking at this right? Yeah, a 43% free throw shooter, but she hits her first. This to make it a 2-possession game again.
So Iowa still has a timeout left, but I'd be surprised if they used that right away.
She's got them both. It's back up to a 4-point lead. 79-75, and the Hawks have to hustle now with 25 seconds left to go in double overtime. Disterhoff drives baseline, back out to Coley, 18-footer. She's got it! And the Hawks are going to burn their final timeout. Down by 2, 79-77.
Nice pass by Disterhoff. She drew Coley's defense when she attacked on the baseline, recognized that. That's not an easy pass to make, so credit Disterhoff for the jump stop and the awareness to find Coley circling behind her.
Well, with 30 seconds left to go, Iowa fouled quickly. With 19 seconds left to go, probably a safe bet to assume they're going to foul even more so. You've got to extend the game now at this point in time. Down by 2, 79-77.
Neither team has a timeout left now, so that changes things a little bit. When Iowa does get the ball back, they'll be talking in this huddle right now about what they want to do since they don't have any timeouts left. It's fun to watch Jennings, some of the younger players that now they get to take control of these situations.
Well, they're going to need to do it on the defensive end before they can have a chance to score. They're coming out in full court pressure. And without an immediate steal, you've got to figure a foul. Iowa has got to figure out a way to keep the ball game extended. Running the baseline, they get it to Jones. They don't have time to wait. She's double teamed and they don't foul. Schleibele goes over the top. They release to Gardner and she's wide open for an easy lay-in. Unbelievable. Here comes Jennings behind the back into the paint. Loses the ball. She double dribbled. And that's going to be most likely the final nail in the Hawkeyes' coffin. They had Jones double teamed. They had a chance about 10 feet up, and Iowa just either unable to foul. The ball comes into Cranshaw. She's fouled, but now Iowa down by 4 and potentially more with her about to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, the double team drew the defense up in that pressure, allowed Chandler to break loose on the fast break for the layup.
Cranshaw will get a pair. First is up, and it goes around the world and kicks out. Well, it's going to be a 2-possession game regardless of whether she makes this.
Iowa needs to board it and go quickly.
Yep. Second is on the way. It's long, rebounded by Jennings. Up the court. Disterhoff, she's going to go hard to the iron, lays it up, it's in and out, and that's the ball game. Regulation couldn't hold it. Overtime couldn't hold it. In double overtime, Iowa sees a 51-44 lead to start the fourth quarter evaporate, and the Colonials come from behind for an 81-77 victory. They hand the Hawks their first loss of the season as they fall to 5-1. George Washington ups their record to 5-1. We will take a quick timeout. Back with your post-game stats and analysis. You're listening to Hawkeye Women's Basketball from Learfield Sports.
Hey, Hawk fans. The next time Iowa, be sure to check out the official local business partners of the Hawk.
Is that where we can get a station ID?
And see, for all your insurance and financial service needs, Jill Armstrong Realty, the